car sales should be EV.
Okay. Right. So, the talk of raising investment, stake dilution have been on for a very long time with various names coming up on the picture. Could you help us clarify on really in times to come who will own MG India? I know the plans are a bit preliminary, but yes, you could give us a sense on what are the plans out there.
So we are talking to multiple players right now, and it's very difficult to pinpoint that who will get finalized, because it all depends. It's not only our choice, it's the partner's choice, probable partner's choice also, because we have so many conditions to fulfill on both the sides. So I think it's premature to talk about who's going to be the partner. But we are talking to multiple players, not only Indian promoters of big conglomerates, but also financial institutions, high net worth individuals, our dealer partners, and also eventually some employees also will have stake in the company. So we are talking to multiples, and hopefully the first stage of announcement we can do in this year. Dilution, as I was saying, will happen over a period of time because we talk about MG 3.0, which is 25 to 28. So this will happen in phases. And as we go through, IPO is the last phase of that whole process. But the money will come upfront from these multiple players, as I mentioned. And hopefully we should be able to kick off our second plant after the announcement of the partner.
Is the largest domestic stock market player, reportedly with enough clout to set the direction on Dalal Street, and also a white knight to several listed companies in trouble. Life Insurance Corporation of India, or LIC as it is better known as, holds shares of more than 10 lakh crore rupees, making it the kingmaker of the Indian stock markets. In the spotlight recently, due to its investments in Adani Group companies, LIC has more than made up for the losses in the Jan to March quarter. There are at least 10 companies which have given a return of more than 20% in the first 5 months of this year. Topping the list is RVNL with a spectacular 87% return. Kirloskar Electric, Aurobindo Pharma and Glenmark Pharma make up the top 4 stocks. These are followed by Siemens, Tata Motors, ITC and Responsible Industries. For LIC, the gain in ITC is especially gratifying given it holds more than 15% in the conglomerate. A report by Prime Infobase lists out the biggest holdings of LIC as on 31st March of this year. Topping the list is Reliance Industries, in which the state-owned life insurer owned stake worth more than 1 lakh crore rupees. ITC was second, followed by Tata Group flagship TCS. Infosys and State Bank of India completed the top 5 list. What's also important to note is that while LIC holds more than 10 lakh crore rupees of equity, the holdings have dropped nearly 8% from the October to December quarter, primarily due to the dip in Adani stocks. The maximum loss in the 3 months ending 31st of March was due to Adani Total Gas of more than
continue to focus on hatchbacks, and there's actually no plan to do any production tweaks so that probably production is lesser for hatchbacks.
So production, actually you have different lines in the different plants. So it's not as if you can immediately shift one capacity to the other because you require specialized equipment for every model. But we have reasonable flexibility, I would say. And as I said, we are expecting the hatch segment to remain flat. And in fact, it has been flat. It's about 34% of the total market in April as well, which is actually the same number as we saw for the full year of last year. However, SUVs have gone up in this month, about 47% share of the total pie of the passenger vehicle industry against about 43.5 for the whole year 22-23.
Right. Also, Shashank sir, could you, it's actually very clear that the sale of SUVs is driving growth for sales as far as Maruti is concerned. In the recent past, a couple of SUVs have been launched, or a facelift has also come up. Could you give us some number and the trend of the SUVs as far as Maruti goes?
Yes, so if you look at the whole of last year, our market share was 12.6%. If you look at it quarter-wise, quarter one market share was about 8.5%, but went up to almost 17% in Q4. That's because of the introduction of the Grand Vitara, which we did in September of last year, and also the increased availability of Brezza. And that has helped us to get the market share of 17% in quarter four of the last financial year. And now we have introduced the Fronx, dispatches of which started in the month of April. Although the retail started just a couple of days back, in this figure of ours in the wholesales include about 8,500 units of Fronx that we dispatch. And now our targeted market share for the SUVs is about 25%. From 12.5%, we are targeting to double it to 25. That should help us get about, in the overall perspective, about a 4% increase in market share, hopefully to be in that 45% plus range again.
Why does this happen? Let me tell you the science behind it.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today News Mo.
Kerala's public health, all political parties traveling from different parts.
Armed with facts,
Looking at political back.
she takes the news by its horn.
Do you think the future of these students are not hampered?
Fierce, bold, and direct, setting the tone for the biggest stories from every corner and every angle. Expect nothing but the unfiltered truth.
News first, niceties later. Watch me, Nabila Jamal, on India Today.
Co-presented by Star Health Insurance, the health insurance specialist. Powered by Jaguar, discover the magic of smart lights. Co-powered by Tech Pro by Blackberries. Show the way.
Hello and welcome. Namaskara once again. Our coverage is being watched by all the key figures. Caricature or not, they are all waiting to know, Rahul, what will India Today say in the next couple of hours, because we're all set to open the EVMs and begin counting.
I just love those polytoons staring down at us from the media plex atrium. And
Looks lovely.
Yeah, it
Looks
most
pretty
certainly does. And if the poll comes out to be absolutely bang on and exact as it usually is, things will look lovelier still. We will find out soon. Remember, Panditri is now in the past. The question is, who will be the 23rd Chief Minister of Karnataka? In moments from now, EVMs will be open. Nobody is questioning the sanctity, the validity and the correctness of the EVMs today. They've all got their faith in that EVM, whether they're in government or opposition. Here are the headlines we're tracking this morning.
It's time for the big verdict as counting of votes in Karnataka set to begin in a minute. The first big election of 2023. Who will win the battle for Karnataka?
Exit polls give Congress the edge. BJP buoyant, Congress confident. There are dholwalas at the AICC office already this morning.
We'll be bringing you the accurate results.
Zomato has all the restaurant options on it.
Zomato.
It's Zomato.
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 It's Zomato. Trust me.
At blinding fast speed, more importantly, all the...
In our courtroom drama says I was held in court forcibly. PTI supporters travel with their captain to Lahore.
Okay, we have a stellar panel of guests also with us. Professor Sandeep Shastri, Ashok Malik, Preeti Chaudhary, my colleague, Ram Krishna Upadhyay, Harish Bijur. Lots of voices to be heard over the next couple of hours. We're about to start Power Play. The first 1 hour will give us possibly small trends before the big picture emerges, Rahul. This is going to be a big election, the first big election of 2024.
Over the last several months, you've seen Google, ChatGPT makes very important advances in computing. So what I want to do right now is take you across to the election intelligence dashboard. This is, make no mistake, the most powerful computing analytics engine put
Rahul,
together. Chief Minister Boma is speaking.
Mr. Boma is
Let's just listen to the incumbent Chief Minister.
ರಾಜ್ಯದ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಜನರ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಮತ್ತು ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಪಕ್ಷಗಳ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಮುಂದಿನ 5 ವರ್ಷ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕವನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಸಮೃದ್ಧ ಸುರಕ್ಷಿತ ನಾಡನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕನ್ನುವಂಥ ತೀರ್ಮಾನವನ್ನು ಜನ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ನನಗಿದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಬಿಜೆಪಿಗೆ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾದಂಥ ಬಹುಮತ ಬರುವಂಥ
ಅಬ್ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ
ಕೂಡ ನನಗಿದೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಕೆಲವೇ ತಾಸುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹಲವಾರು ಟ್ರೆಂಡ್ಗಳು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ.
ಇನ್ ಅ ಫ್ಯೂ ಅವರ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ನೋ ದಿ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್.
ಫಲಿತಾಂಶ ಯಾವ ದಿಕ್ಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕೂಡ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಜನ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಶಾಂತದಿಂದ ಮತದಾನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದೊಂದು
ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ವೋಟೆಡ್ ಪೀಸ್ಫುಲಿ ಇನ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ.
ಪೈಪೋಟಿ ಇದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಶಾಂತಿಯಿಂದ ಮತದಾನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕೃತಜ್ಞತೆಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ.
ವಿ ಕಂಗ್ರ್ಯಾಚುಲೇಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ದೆಮ್.
ಈ ಚುನಾವಣೆ ಎಣಿಕೆಯ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಶಾಂತಿ ಸುವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ
ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ಡ್ ಪೀಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟೆಬಿಲಿಟಿ
ವಿನಂತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನೋಡಿ, ಇದೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವಲಂಬಿತವಾಗಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಕೆಲವೇ ತಾಸುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಜವಾದಂಥ ಅಂಕಿಸಂಖ್ಯೆ.
The next Chief Minister, it will all depend on the results.
ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಮುಂದಿನ ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆ ಆಗುವಂಥ ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಇದೆ. ನಮಗೂ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಇದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಪಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ
On what's going to happen.
ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ. ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೂ ಸಂಪರ್ಕ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಇದುವರೆಗೆ.
I just want to give you a sneak peek into what to expect, because as those numbers start coming thick and fast, it will be difficult for you to track what's coming out of the election intelligence dashboard. Massive upgrades in this EI dashboard 2.0 now coming up on your screen. First, I want to show you, for example, the retain ratio and explain what that means. A quick preview into what to expect. So the Congress currently holds 80 seats in the Karnataka Assembly. How many are they retaining? How many are they losing? And from the seats that they're losing, who are they losing to? So that's what's coming up in retain ratio. On strike rate of the candidates in the fray, how many are currently winning? What's the strike rate? Just think of it in terms of cricket. What's the strike rate at the moment? What's the required strike rate to be able to get to 113, which is the mark at which a particular party is able to form the government? Direct fight is on the seats where there is a direct contest between two parties. Party number one, which is the winning candidate at that moment, and the runner-up. How many seats is the Congress winning? How many is the BJP winning in the seats where there is a 1-2 race between those two parties? Then there is, of course, the heat map, which will show you where the BJP's voting percentage stands. So how many seats are they winning with where the vote share is more than 40%? How many seats are there where the vote share is between 30 and 40? How many where the vote share is 20 to 30? And so on. We're also going to be tracking live and in real time the margin on different seats. If this gets really close, then it's exciting. How many seats are there out of 224 where the margin is less than 1 between the winner and the run-up, and who's winning on that particular seat? That's what a margin calculator will calculate for you, live and in real time. Remember, this is the kind of analytics which the likes of Sandeep Shastri used to take 2-3 days to be able to put together ordinarily once the elections had been completed. We're doing that in real time for you. Swing seats are those 165 seats where the winner has changed in every election over the last 3 elections. So what's happening on those swing seats? We'll show that out for you. Stronghold scanner looks at what's happening in the seats where a particular party has won over the last 3 elections. Last 3 elections, same party has been winning. What's happening in the Congress strongholds, the BJP strongholds, the JDS strongholds. And then there is my favorite seat of all, the bellwether seat of Shirahati. Since 1972, whoever has won the Dalit reserved seat of Shirahati has gone on to win the assembly. It's a bit of a freak, right? It's not really, there's no logic behind why this happens. It just tends to go with the winner. So this seat has had a phenomenal track record of being on the side of the winner since 1972. So we'll see what's happening in that big seat of Shirahati. You really need to look out for that. Then there is the caste calculator. Remember, Lingayats and Vokaligas, the two dominant communities going back in time, about 48 to 58% of the total MLAs elected come from either of these two communities. So we're tracking 69 Lingayat seats. How do we define a Lingayat seat? Seats where the percentage of population of that community is estimated to be above 20%. Remember, because there is no caste survey that's nowadays carried out, there is no exact estimate, but you have a broad sense because of all the polling about the number of people from each community on that seat. So seats where there are more than 20% Lingayats, there's 69 seats. We'll show you what's happening over there. This is a community which then can determine who's likely to win. So they're called Vokaliga dominated seats, so Lingayat dominated seats. 51 Vokaliga dominated seats, mostly in Old Mysuru and in the Bengaluru region. 20% plus Vokaliga population, we'll track that. We'll also have, and this is coming out for the first time, the profiles of the candidate, of the women candidates in the fray. The Congress has 11 of them, the BJP 12, the JDS 13. How many are winning? How many are losing? Then we are tracking muscle power of the candidates in the fray who have either serious criminal cases or criminal cases against them. How many are winning? How many are trailing? The Congress has 69 candidates with serious criminal cases, the BJP 66. Then we have money power, which is to do with candidates and the assets that they've declared in the Election Commission's affidavit. So if a candidate has less than 1 crores, how is he doing? If his income is if his assets are between 1 and 10 crores, how is he doing? If it's between 10 and 50, how is he doing? And 50 and above, how are they doing? So we'll track that. We'll also track the educational qualifications of candidates, all in real time. You don't need to wait to read, I think you said the Hindu the next morning. No, you don't. You can catch it all live, exclusive here in real time on India Today. Class 12 and below, how many candidates are winning for all three parties? How many are graduates? How many are postgraduates? We'll track that in real time. And then, of course, defectors. There's been a lot of talk about the impact of defectors. The Congress has given 8 candidates who came from other parties tickets. The BJP has 1, the JDS 13. How are they doing? Dinis. Of the candidates who come from political dynasties, the BJP has given 33 such candidates tickets, the Congress 11, the JDS 6. How are they doing? Track it in real time. Then the rally impact. This is always contentious. The Prime Minister did 42 rallies and roadshows. So his outreach went through 42 seats. On those 42 seats, what's the BJP strike rate? On how many seats are they losing? Home Minister Amit Shah, he did 30 rallies on the seats where he went through. How is the BJP doing? We're also tracking Rahul Gandhi. In fact, Rahul Gandhi is being tracked in 2 ways. One is what happens in the seats where he did campaigning during the assembly election, and then there is the Bharat Jodo Yatra. The Bharat Jodo Yatra went through 51 seats. 51 seats where the Bharat Jodo Yatra went through. We're also tracking live and in real time how the Congress did there. Then we're tracking what's happening on the urban pockets of Karnataka, the rural pockets, the semi-urban pockets, and then lastly, the voter turnout. And this time, the voter turnout, Sandeep Shastri, has been the highest in Karnataka. What does that suggest to you? The fact that Karnataka has voted as a higher percentage than ever in the past.
Rahul, a higher voter turnout by itself does not indicate pro or anti, but I will look at the granular detail. The higher voter turnout has been significantly in Hyderabad, Karnataka region or the Kalyan, Karnataka region. That's an area which has seen a higher voter turnout. And that area, our exit polls indicate, is seeing a movement from a tripolar race to a bipolar race. Coastal Karnataka has actually seen a reduction in the voter turnout, and maybe that's a reflection of the lack of enthusiasm there. And we also show there that there is no change in the trend. All the other areas, it's a very marginal increase.
I was just seeing pictures there of Basavaraj Bommai. gone to a Hanuman temple early this morning. There was this whole Bajrang Bali campaign that was launched in the last week. Even DK Shivkumar got into it, said, I'll have a Hanuman temple in every district. The truth of the matter is, Karnataka politicians are deeply religious. I don't think
especially on vote counting day, everybody is even more religious.
I would say more than most other states. I'll draw a contrast. Sometimes we look at the south, particularly when you see it from the north, as one sort of homogeneous entity. Go to the politicians of Tamil Nadu. You will rarely see them in public on the morning of the election, particularly the Dravida parties in temples. But in Karnataka, particularly the likes of B.S. Yediyurappa, many others, Ramakrishna Hegde was a slight exception to that rule, but in general you saw politicians who are deeply religious. All of you from Karnataka, my fellow Kannadigas, is it right to say that you all are deeply religious people?
The first set of numbers have started coming in. 8 leads for the Bharatiya Janata Party, 3 for the Congress. The first set of leads from the Karnataka counting day on your screen right now. The JDS currently leading in 1, the BJP in 8.
With one caveat, most of those leads, 5 of those leads are coming from coastal Karnataka. So coastal Karnataka is where the BJP hopes to do well. Dakshin Kannada, Uttar Kannada, we've also included that. Udupi district, that's where the BJP hopes to do best. They've done well there in every election in recent times, barring 2013. But that's an early lead. And remember, these are postal ballots. The Congress's leads, postal ballots from coastal. Good one. The 4 leads of the Congress are primarily, 2 of them are coming from Kalyan, Karnataka. Remember, earlier known as Hyderabad, Karnataka, the relatively poorer parts of the state. Also where Mallikarjun Kharge comes from. So that will be interesting. Preeti was there in that part of the world, and she's been telling us that she thinks the Congress has the edge there. JDS leading in 1, and that 1 lead is coming from Old Mysore, which is the stronghold of the JDS. So as of now, Karnataka are showing regional disparities. Coastal BJP, Kalyan Karnataka Congress, and Old Mysore going the JDS way. So no surprises. Very early postal ballots at the moment. But my son has given me the what I should be telling my guests who've come all the way from Bengaluru. Neevu Hegidari. ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ನೀವು ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಹೌ ಆರ್ ಯು
ನಾವು ಬಹಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀವಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟುಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಕೂತಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದವರಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ
Beautiful. I love it.
He could have said anything.
No, it is.
Rajdeep, your exit poll is not correct.
Kannada is a beautiful language. Language which has thrown up some of the great literatures of our times, the musicians of our time. What a language.
I want to make a point here, Rajdeep. The point is on language. I think it's very important for people in Delhi to understand Kannada. I'll tell you why. I'm talking political leadership. Because, when political leaders from Delhi come down and they get translated from one language to another, there's plenty loss of translation. There were very irritated visuals recently. But the point is this. The Congress party in this election has had a national leader called Mallikarjun Kharge, who coincidentally belongs to Karnataka, speaks Kannada. So accidentally the Congress president speaks Kannada. Whereas Mr. Nadda had that issue of translation. So I think, it's extremely important. National parties, when they want to go local, learn the local language, it might be a great...
Very good point. And also remember the Congress's history. This is a party which in 70s humiliated eventually that tallest leader of Karnataka, Devrajars, who eventually left the party. That started the decline. 1990, you humiliated Virendra Patil, Lingayat leader, removed from office, and the Congress paid a price. This time, perhaps serendipitously, the Congress has
There are more dolwalas. Earlier there were only dolwalas. Now they've got people who are dancing as well. That looks like a Bhangra troupe. They should have got somebody who do Carnatic dances. But anyway, they've got some dancing troops, Rajdeep. The Congress is dancing more than they should right now.
Just to take what Harish Bijur just said, while we have the dhols, very North Indian style dancing going on, remember Sushma Swaraj, when she went to Bellary, learned Kannada. It is important. I maintain, Rahul, the challenge for the BJP is when you are in states with strong linguistic identities, can you use the Hindi idioms in those states? That's a challenge. Moshbi Singh is dancing or no? She's not.
No, she's trying to get set.
But I'm not sure why they've got the Bhangra out there.
I don't worry about that, Radhi, because these are Punjabi panches. The panche is the dhoti that we wear. Punjabis
You
are
call
also
it veshti, right?
No, panche. So this is the yellow Punjabi panche. I don't worry about that.
Should I ask you to also ask you to give us an early teaser of the kind of Kannada dances that are done?
You know something, Radip, you are the hero of that.
No,
we are waiting for your punch to come
have you been practicing your dance move or not?
I have got.
Radip, we will sing and you will dance.
My dear friend Harish has very kindly brought Mysore Pak. Brilliant sweet.
Absolutely.
And if we get our exit poll right, I will have a full Mysore Pak today. A full one little Mysore Pak.
Even otherwise you can have.
In fact, bad for cholesterol.
In fact, Radip.
Okay, look, the numbers are going thick and fast. The BJP Rahul has taken a lead and importantly is also taking a few leads in Bengaluru city. 19 to the BJP, 11 to the Congress. And the Congress's leads, interestingly, are coming from all over Kalyan, Karnataka and Preeti, interestingly, central Karnataka. These are areas with strong Dalit population, Muslim population, ST population and non-dominant OBCs, including the Kurbas. And you've got the BJP doing very well in urban Karnataka, doing well in Mangalore and Bengaluru city and in Mysore city. So the BJP doing well in urban Karnataka, Congress doing much better in rural Karnataka, sharp rural-urban divide in these early trends. JDS only in the old Mysore region. So these numbers really are very early, but they do reflect some kind of a trend that we could pick up. Rural Karnataka more likely to go with the Congress, urban with the BJP.
There are two trends here. One, JDS is also leading in one seat in the north, two in the south. Most of the BJP seats are in coastal Karnataka, save one seat in Kalyan, Karnataka. And as Rajdeep said, BJP's lead is across the state, where all it is leading. So those are the trends which are visible in the early leads.
You went to Kalyan, Karnataka, yes. Preeti. What did you see there that made you believe that this is an area where the Congress has an edge? You travelled a day with Mallikarjun Kharge as well.
Well, of course, that Mallikarjun Kharge has made it a grudge battle for himself. And I actually feel that, the Congress is going to do really, really well in the area. Primarily, Rajdeep, that, we talk about the Dalit vote, about 17% in Karnataka. We talk about the left Dalit, the right Dalit. I actually did see even, both the sides coming in together where we talk about the La Bharati and going behind the Congress. You could see that shift, technically from the left Dalit, which were traditionally behind the BJP, wanting to go with the Congress this time around. And they did vote the BJP the last time around.
Very quickly, just explain this left Dalit, right Dalit to our viewers, Professor Shastri, because it's unique. You've got Dalits who are touchables, you've got left Dalits, right Dalits, together about 17%. Bomai's government brought in internal reservations within that, gave certain percentages to each group. Left Dalits traditionally with the BJP, right with the Congress. Mr. Kharge is a right Dalit. How is this left-right Dalit? How does it work?
This is the internal dynamics within the scheduled caste group. Traditionally in Karnataka, the representation for Dalits has largely been cornered by the right Dalits, be it in politics, be it in education, be it in jobs. It's the right who have generally got the benefit. And of late, the left groups have been demanding an internal reservation for themselves.
Okay, Rahul,
if you look at the political support, the right has been supporting the Congress and the left has been supporting the BJP. One view is that there is a slight shift of the left vote from the BJP to the Congress this time. And that explains the consolidation that the Congress has created among the Dalits.
Okay, let's go across to Rahul Gautam. We have leads at this moment for 60 seats. The Congress leading on 26 of those, the Bharatiya Janata Party leading on 31 of those, the Janata Dal Secular on 6. However, there are songs and dances galore at the AICC headquarters of the Congress Party. Rahul Gautam, our colleague, is over there. Rahul, who's brought these dancers? Aren't they dancing a bit before time? Shouldn't they wait at least till 11 to get a clear sense of the direction?
लोकसभा खोज लोगे पूरा देश राहुल गांधी को मिल जाएगा कहीं ना कहीं ये लोग झूठ बोलते हैं प्रियंका गांधी ने क्या दिया प्रधानमंत्री जी जब भी आते अपने दुखड़े रोते हैं मुझे गाली दिए भाई ऐसा काम क्यों करते हो जो गाली दिए मैं समझता हूं प्रधानमंत्री जी जनता से कहते कि मैंने आपका विकास करा मैंने आपको नौकरी दी मैंने आपका सम्मान करा
बांग्ला डाला जा रहा है आपको पूरा यकीन कितनी सीट्स आएंगी कांग्रेस को
150 से ज्यादा आएंगी ये तय है क्योंकि पूरा कर्नाटक राहुल गांधी की भारत जोड़ो यात्रा से जुड़ा था और अत्याचार के खिलाफ है, महंगाई के खिलाफ है, बेरोजगारी के खिलाफ है। जो पहलवान महिला बैठी है हमारी, उनके फेवर में है कि उनका सम्मान करो, महिला का सम्मान।
बीजेपी कह रही है कि उनके पास प्लान भी रेडी है कर्नाटका के लिए।
नहीं, उनको तो सत्ता का लालच है, हो सकता है हमसे दोपहर तक लूट मिले। उनके प्लान है, हमारी सेवा है, हमारी सेवा भावना है। हम जनता के लोग हैं, हम प्लान नहीं बनाते, हम दिल से जनता के साथ करें और जनता समझ गई है। अगर इनको एक मौका और दे दिया तो अपने बच्चों को भूखा मारना पड़ेगा, महंगाई का सामना करना पड़ेगा, डीजल पेट्रोल महंगा हो जाएगा। अब जनता इनको वोट नहीं देगी।
So these are Congress workers here. They are pretty confident that Congress party is going to come this time for sure in Karnataka, and the senior leaders are yet to arrive here at AICC headquarters. But Congress workers, they are quite elated, and they are, in fact, they are citing India Today Access poll, saying that it clearly shows that it is going to be Congress government this time in Karnataka, and also they are pinning all their hopes on Karnataka as far as their revival is concerned.
Interestingly for our viewers, the gentleman that Rahul was speaking to is Manoj Arora. He is a close associate of Robert Vadra. He's part of Robert Vadra's golfing for some oftentimes. And he has a bit of a mixed relationship. Many in the Congress, because of his proximity to Mr. Vadra, don't like him particularly. I hope he's not the guy who's brought the Bhangra Walas. They may not be very
Rahul, in the last few minutes, and this is how it's going to change, you've got the Congress taking the lead over the BJP. And the reason for it is that in the urban seats now, also the Congress has gone ahead 8-4. If you saw early postal ballot showed only in the rural seats the Congress was ahead. It's now 23-22-7 in rural seats and in urban seats. And Karnataka has strong, 28 seats of Bangalore will be looked at closely, 8-4. So the Congress 2-1 now ahead in urban Karnataka as well. And if the Congress starts doing well in urban Karnataka, then that's bad news for the BJP.
Rajdeep, in semi-urban areas, BJP is doing better. That's because most of the semi-urban leads are in coastal Karnataka.
Also remember, there are elections not just in Karnataka, there are elections today also in the big state of Uttar Pradesh, urban body polls. We're tracking that as well live for you. So we have leads currently from 11 Nagar Panchayat president results. The BJP leading on 7, the Samajwadi Party on 3, the BSP on 1. As far as the municipal corporation chairperson results are concerned, the BJP, we have 12 leads, the BJP leading on 10 of those, the SP 1. The BJP is hoping that UP to some extent will give them cause for cheer. They're expecting a big victory here on the back of everything that's happened over the last several weeks, including the encounter killings of Atiq Ahmed's son, and then Atiq also being taken down in the manner that he was. Municipal corporation mayor results, we have the total 17 mayor elections that are happening. We have results, trends so far for 12. The BJP leading on 10, the BSP on 2. So that is UP. Keep one eye out on UP. There's also the Jalandhar Lok Sabha bi-poll which is happening today as well. We'll track all of that for you. Currently, the Congress leading on 42 seats, the BJP on 38. We have trends available for 89, Rajdeep, out of 224.
Yes, go ahead. Yes, Ramakrishna.
Now, I have some information from the local channels, and they are talking about, again, the same trend is continuing, 76 for BJP and 73 for Congress. So this is a clearly tight fight.
No, tight fight, but let me just say, at 8:20, all you're getting is a handful of postal ballots. So let's, be very careful. It's too early to say which way the wind is blowing, but the wind clearly at the moment suggests it's blowing both ways. There are seats, a lot of the swing seats, Rahul. Interestingly, BJP, as per the early trends, is actually doing rather well in those. The BJP's problem at the moment is that they are concentrated mainly in coastal Karnataka. The Congress's advantage at the moment seems to be that their seats are being more spread out. That is giving them a slight edge at the moment. And the JDS is struggling, even though they've got 9 seats. Remember, they got 37 last time. So the worse the JDS does, you would expect the Congress to be the beneficiary of a declining JDS.
Of the leads that we have so far, the BJP is retaining 27 of the 47 seats that they'd won last time, trailing on 20. So the BJP's retained ratio at this moment is 57%. You want to make a point?
Bommai is leading in his seat, Shettar is trailing in his seat, Siddaramaiah is leading in his seat.
Priyank
That's the
Kharge is
trend.
trailing on his seat.
Of the 80 seats the Congress had last time, we have trends currently for 37. The Congress at this moment leading on 24, trailing on 13. Of the trailing seats, 9 leads are going to the BJP, 4 to the Janata Dal Secular. Let's take a look at the strike rate in terms of the candidates and how they're performing. The BJP currently leading on 42. A strike rate of 42%. Their required strike rate to be able to form the government on the remaining seats for which we don't have trends right now is 71 out of 123. So they have a required strike rate of 58% to be able to cross the halfway mark, which is 113. The Congress currently has a 47% strike rate. Their required strike rate, Rajdeep, is 53.
Okay, we've got pictures coming in of H.D. Kumaraswamy, who's also gone to a temple. As I said, they're all temple hopping. Today is the day for Karnataka politicians to seek divine help, because that's the only thing that can help some of them. But H.D. Kumaraswamy hoping that the divinity will ensure that it's a hung assembly and he can play the joker in the pack. Just an important seat, just mentioned just now, key contest, Hubli Dharwad Central. Jagdish Shettar in Hubali, as they call it there now, Hubali Dharwad, is trailing, and the person he's trailing to, Mahesh Tenginkai, and
he's an RSS person.
He's an RSS person very close to BL Santosh. In this entire discussion, the one key figure is BL Santosh. We focus on Mr. Modi, Amit Shah, JP Nadda. This campaign was driven by BL Santosh, organizing secretary from the RSS, and he made sure Shettar was very clear. I was denied a ticket by Santosh. He's a 6-time MLA now, Shettar, former CM. A lot of anger I sensed in Hubli against him. He was seen as an ineffectual MLA.
Ashok, Malik,
so even when you shift sides, you can lose.
A lot of professional pride at play for BL Santosh as well. Because like JP Nadda in Himachal Pradesh, Santosh comes from Karnataka. Those who were denied tickets hit out at a Brahman lungi lobby, and therefore there is that thing for BL Santosh. He's playing for pride here.
To be fair, if somebody as senior as Jagdish Shettar, who's a former speaker, a veteran leader, former chief minister, is dropped, it's not just BL Santosh's decision, it's a broader decision to have a generational change. So one needs to understand that. Shettar has blamed just one person.
Rahul, in fact, they made 72 changes in this election.
24, yes.
72 MLAs were replaced.
No, let me correct you. What they did, that's the mistake. You see, that's where I think the BJP got it wrong. They have 75 new faces, but they did not replace sufficient sitting MLAs. Sitting MLAs who were replaced were only 22. So when you replace 22 sitting MLAs, you've replaced effectively 1/5 of them. So, the local anti-incumbency, where were you during COVID? Why didn't you repair my road before me? I heard these voices. Could the BJP have replaced more sitting MLAs? Look, it's a challenge for every government to do that. What we've seen in Karnataka, and a very interesting statistic for our viewers, in Karnataka, since 1989, the incumbent government has never got more than, on an average, 58 seats. The highest is 80. So remember, for the BJP, the history is stacked against them to overcome anti-incumbency. That's why maybe they've taken a risk this time, given a lot of new faces. Could they have replaced more candidates will become a critical question.
We can give our viewers now a sense of how the parties are faring in the different regions of Karnataka. We have leads for 4 Bengaluru seats, the Congress leading on 3 of them, the BJP leading on 1. In the 19 seats of coastal Karnataka, we have 10 leads at the moment, the BJP dominating, as our poll said they would, on 10 of them. In Hyderabad, Karnataka, which is also called Kalyan, Karnataka, 40 total seats. We have leads currently for 28. The Congress leading on 19 of them, up 5 from the last elections. The BJP leading currently on 8, down 3 from the last elections. In Mumbai, Karnataka, also called Kittur, Karnataka, on these 50 seats, we have trends currently for 42. The Congress leading on 21, up 5 from the last elections. BJP leading on 20, down 4 from the last elections. In Old Mysuru, 28 leads out of 64 total seats. The Congress leading on 12 of them, up 3 from the last election. The BJP leading on 3, down 5. The JDS leading on 13. And Old Mysuru will be very critical, R.K. Upadhyay, because this is where the BJP made a lot of effort, but that effort may not result in seats in this election.
Yes, precisely, because see, their stock is very low. They have to climb a lot, I mean, they need to get up to 10%, 12% increase, but that is not going to happen in this election. Probably that is where the Congress is gaining at the expense of JDS in the old Mysore area. So that is giving them a fillip as far as the number of seats are concerned, and it is coming at the cost of JDS.
The last region is Central Karnataka, 11 leads, Rajdeep. 5 of those to the Congress, 6 to the BJP. The Congress up 3, the BJP down 3 from the last time. Central Karnataka again is one area, Rajdeep, where the BJP thinks they'll do much better than our poll says they would.
It's a smaller region. 23 seats, but this is, remember, Yediyurappa's heartland. This is where, which has thrown up 5. It's thrown up 5 chief ministers of Karnataka in the past. One important story which is coming through at the moment, again, very early trends. Chittapur, where Priyank Kharge is facing a big battle. He's trailing at the moment. The BJP has put a lot of effort there. Remember, Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, 9-time MLA, 2-time MP, lost for the first time 2019 from Gulbarga. This time his son at the moment is
If he wins, it would be his 3rd win. Priyank
That's right. Yeah, go ahead. Please. Priyank is a very interesting character because, you know, he carries the weight in a way of his father's name.
Legacy.
You know, his father's legacy. He suffered a personal tragedy a few weeks ago. His wife was detected with a brain tumor. He had to rush her to hospital. He's faced a big battle there. But I think one reason why I think he will eventually come through is that the local MLC switched from the side. Baburao Chunchansur switched and came and supported the Congress. I think that will help Priyank Kharge. I expect him to still win.
Left his constituency
Chunchansur is a spent force.
Okay, you're saying he's a spent force. We'll wait and see.
One small point, Hyderabad, Karnataka of the 28...
Kalyan Karnataka.
Kalyan Karnataka of the 28 leads, 19 are with the Congress.
Okay, but it'd be bittersweet for the Congress and Mr. Kharge if his own son is trailing.
That's
and he's doing really well in Kalyan.
We have leads currently for 22 urban seats in Karnataka. Urban seats are those seats where the urban population is more than 50%. The Congress leading on 7, the BJP on 8. If the Congress does well in urban pockets after the 2009 Lok Sabha elections, it would be the first time in a big state like Karnataka where the Congress would have actually won in the urban pockets. This hasn't happened after 2014 where the BJP has dominated the urban pockets. If I look at the rural seats of Karnataka, out of the 104 rural seats where we have leads, currently the BJP is leading on 36 of them, the Congress on 51, the Congress up 11 seats from the last time. I can also show you just the first glimpse of the impact of the Bharat Jodo Yatra in terms of where we stand right now. This could change. 51 seats is where Rahul Gandhi traversed through. The Congress currently leading on 20 of those, trailing in 31. So the strike rate in the Bharat Jodo Yatra seats just at this moment is only 39%. Let's take a look at some of the caste configurations on the Lingayat-dominated seats of Karnataka. We have trends currently for 58 out of 69. The Congress leading on 32, the BJP on 23, the JDS on 3. In the Vokaliga-dominated seats of Karnataka, we have trends currently for 24. The BJP leading on 8, the Congress on 5, the JDS on 9. So the JDS still being the number 1 party in the Vokaliga dominated seats. Let's take a look at the Muslim dominated seats. We have trends currently for 4, Congress leading on all 4, and the possibility of Muslim consolidation, Ashok Malik, is something to look out for. Our poll says 88% of the Muslims voted for the Congress this time.
The decline of the Janata Dal is starting to remind me of the decline of the Congress in Bengal, which led to a consolidation of a Muslim vote behind the biggest non-BJP party, the Trinamool in that case. And it actually ended up hurting the BJP because the triangular contest would have helped the BJP.
You know, there's an interesting character who's leading at the moment. Since we mentioned Hindu-Muslim politics in a way, C.T. Ravi. You know, C.T. Ravi is leading from lovely Chikmagalur. He was B.L. Santosh's, one of B.L. Santosh's core team. And it was C.T. Ravi and others who a year ago kept raising the ante when it came to hijab, azan, halal. These were the leaders who spoke of Tipu Sultan, who spoke of a Savarkar Yatra. He's leading in his own constituency. But I just wonder whether the BJP got its strategy wrong a year ago by focusing on Hindutva when what Karnataka needed was welfare.
But Rajdeep, if you look at it, the last, the final leg of the campaign, the last 1 week, the Bajrang Dal controversy, the Congress got panned for it, for putting it in the manifesto. Today, if the Muslim vote stands behind the Congress, are we going to say it was a master stroke? Because in old Mysuru region, the entire, at least with what our exit poll says, the vote is coming behind the Congress.
But can I just switch that for you? Why are you looking at it only from the Muslim vote? I'm looking at it from the Hindu vote. Let's please recognize, we keep saying Bajrang Bali, Hindutva politics. That's why I mentioned C.T. Ravi. My point is, where is the if Bajrang Bali, forget about Muslims for a moment, you wanted to consolidate your Hindu vote, it's not happening. The people of Karnataka, and you sensed it when you were on the ground, were not talking about religion. The problem with television studios, we talk about hijab, halal, azan. On the ground, people, Harish Bijur, had other issues. You Kannadigas are far cleverer than television anchors who polarize. That's the reality.
I agree on that totally, Radhi.
So Harish,
I'll tell you what. When it comes to the Kannadiga, I think he's a serious persona, like all else, who's serious about certain issues which touch his life. What touches his life are jobs, his livelihood, peace. Non-cumularism is an agenda.
So he doesn't want this politics.
I think, but the point is, again, I want to turn it around and talk about voter turnout. Now, if you look at voter turnout, we have had a stupendous amount of voter turnout.
You had just 55% in Bengaluru. In BCM Nagar, which was underwater, you had only 46%.
Radip, sorry for Bengaluru. But
sorry for Bengaluru.
Karnataka, 73. If you really ask me, there are two reasons why.
So why did Bengalurians vote?
Well, I think half of Bengalurians were on a holiday, I'm sure.
What is that
on a summer holiday. Sad. A certain degree of cynicism to say that things don't happen.
Rajdeep, you've got a very important trend.
By the way, in Bangalore,
I have the most important trend coming out, which I want to bring to our viewers' notice. This is incredibly important because while there is this big election going on, there's a contest amongst various networks about who attracts the maximum viewers, and there the trend is absolutely clear. There is absolutely no doubt that the India Today network is winning, and winning hands down. Live viewership suggests at this moment India Today is 4 times its nearest rival. You'll have to add up a couple of our rivals to get anywhere close to the kind of lead that India Today has taken early this morning on the big counting day. The number of people watching India Today live at this moment, you need to add some of our competitors together to be able to come anywhere close. No party has this kind of lead in Karnataka. The Congress currently leading on only 80, the BJP on 64, JDS on 17. In Karnataka, it seems a closer contest, whereas live data from YouTube suggests that on social and on digital, there is only one channel that is being watched because the others haven't even got their act in order this morning. They are struggling quite a flop show.
Rahul, could you just tell us what the Bengaluru numbers are?
Okay, I'm going to show you the Bengaluru numbers.
Bengaluru city,
just under 55.
No, in terms of leading.
So at this moment for Bengaluru, I have 12 leads out of the 28 total seats. The BJP currently leading on 7, up 1 from the last time. The Congress leading on 5, up 1. The JDS down 2 from the last time. The big leads for the Bharatiya Janata Party are coming from the 17 seats of coastal Karnataka, for where we have leads at this moment. The BJP is winning 16 of those at the moment. The Congress only 1.
So did Mr.
In
Modi's
Hyderabad, Karnataka, on those 40 seats, the Congress is winning 25 at this moment. The BJP 8, the JDS 2. Congress up 8 seats from the last time in Hyderabad, Karnataka. In Mumbai, Karnataka, we have leads currently for 45 seats. The Congress leading on 24. The BJP leading on 20. The battle in Mumbai, Karnataka seems tighter at this moment than the poll had projected. In Old Mysuru, we have 44 leads. The Congress leading on 20. The BJP on 7. The JDS at 14, which is the number of seats they had last time. And in central Karnataka, we have 15 leads. The Congress leading on 7. 8 for the BJP. Central Karnataka also, Rajdeep, closer than the poll had said.
The story at the moment is very clear. North Karnataka and Old Mysuru. Remember, if the BJP has to get a majority, they have to dominate North Karnataka. This is the Lingayat belt. This is the belt from which the BJP, along with coastal Karnataka, grew. This is the 50 seats. Last time you got 31. The BJP cannot afford to start going down in North Karnataka or Kittur Karnataka or Mumbai Karnataka, whatever you want to call it. And Old Mysore. What is happening in Old Mysore is another big story. The triangular fights and the decline of the JDS is working to the advantage of the Congress. So the two biggest regions, one with 64 seats, Old Mysore, one with 50 seats, Mumbai Karnataka or Kittur Karnataka, are in a way decisive. If the Congress holds on to this lead, it will be game, set, almost match,
Rajdeep,
even though these numbers are tight.
Bombay Karnataka, coastal Karnataka, central Karnataka in history have always stood with the single largest party.
That's right. But the point, Preeti, is that these, absolutely right. These are the two largest regions, North Karnataka, and if out of the 114 seats, I get a lead, I am in pole position.
But Rajdeep, as these trends show, so far, in a city which has not been a stronghold, the BJP is not doing too badly in Bangalore.
No, it's not doing, but remember,
they're improving. They're definitely improving.
Okay, these are early with the caveat all the time that these are very early trends.
I want to make one point
very quickly.
I want to make one point about the Muslim appeasement.
Yes.
You've all been talking about how secular Karnataka is on that. If that is the case, BJP wouldn't be making this kind of a stride. I think there has been a counter mobilization against the manifesto brought out by the Congress. Otherwise, you wouldn't be getting this kind of.
Okay, remember these are early numbers. These are early numbers. We can make these bigger points when we get more clearer numbers. But yes, Harish Bichu,
Bangalore, and I think Bengaluru.
Please explain to me.
The BJP doing well. Let me talk about that.
If it is,
or holding on to the seats the way it will, is fundamentally because of that final rally of PM Modi ji. That was a stupendous success. However much people trolled it and showed all kinds of visuals, it was a big one. But the problem with Bangaloreans is it's always a half a mandate. There are 100 people, only 55 go and vote, which means a half a mandate runs Bengaluru, and therefore Bengaluru is a half a city, and therefore Bengaluru is looks like a war zone in many spaces of road.
Very interestingly, Bengaluru actually doesn't conform to normal big cities of India. Normal big cities, with the exception of Chennai, have been BJP dominated. Chennai, Kolkata are the two exceptions where regional parties do well. But rest of India, the BJP has dominated. Even Mumbai in assembly and in general elections. Bengaluru in assembly elections has tended to vote for the Congress. The Congress, even in 2018, was leading 15 versus 11. Is Bangalore a city which is traditionally anti-establishment? You haven't had a BBMP in Bangalore for the last few years as well.
If you look at Bengaluru city, the competition was largely between the Congress and the Janata Party, Janata Dal, even when BJP had a presence in Karnataka. It's only recently that the BJP has made inroads into Bangalore city at the cost of the Janata Dal. Right. And the competition has now largely...
Because it had a large Vocaliga pocket. You're saying the JDS has
it still has a large rural pocket.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
There is a very important point which I'd like to make, which is to say there are two Bengalurus. One is old Bengaluru, which is what it was, and one is new Bengaluru. New Bengaluru quite resembles any other big city in any part of the country. To an extent, new Bengaluru looks like a Delhi, Gurgaon.
I take your point, sir.
Voters will vote differently.
One in every four our citizens lives in Bangalore. But the real story which is coming, Rahul, is rural tracker. Your rural tracker now is showing Congress leading 63 to 43. We said it that day. Garibo ki suno wo tumhari sunega. You will see the income levels playing out as you're going into the poorer parts of Karnataka, particularly Kalyan Karnataka.
Okay, not just poorer parts. We talk about, Mr. Upadhyay spoke about the Lingayat vote
63 to 43.
Yes, so even there, the affluent Lingayat behind the BJP, the minute you get into the rural belt, you see that difference. Pichli baar BJP ko vote diya tha, is baar Congress ke saath kyun guarantee?
Okay,
we saw what's happening at the Congress office where there were dhol guys and they were dancing and singing already. Let's go across to the BJP headquarters. Aishwarya Paliwal joins us from there. Aishwarya, is there any singing, dancing at the BJP headquarters, or are they all waiting to see what ultimately happens? And as I just wait for Aishwarya to be patched, I want to take our viewers through where things stand at this moment on the election intelligence dashboard. The BJP, currently we have 94 trends on seats which the BJP held. They are winning only 57% of those seats, trailing on 43. That's a big blow for the BJP, not being able to hold on to the seats that they had last time. We have 64 leads for the Congress on the 80 seats they held. The Congress is a much better retain ratio of 66%, retaining 66% of the seats they had last time. The Janata Dal secular, 32 leads currently, retaining only 22 and trailing on 78% of the seats they had last time. Aishwarya Paliwal, anybody singing, dancing at the BJP headquarters, or are they all in wait and watch mode at the moment?
Well, Rahul, at the moment it's all wait and watch. In fact, what they're actually hoping for is for around 12 o'clock because we can just see the flags of Bharatiya Janata Party here. They are making sure they're hoping, Rahul, against hope that all the exit polls are wrong, or even they are hoping that our exact polls somewhat is wrong. But at the moment, a very thanda, I would say things here at the BJP. The dhol nagaras are all at the Congress Party. The BJP people here are hoping things would turn by around noon today. Rahul.
Okay, the interesting data set to track in terms of whether anybody is getting to that magic figure of 113 is the strike rate. Of the 194 leads we have at the moment, the Congress has a strike rate of 40%. They need 36 more to be able to get to that majority mark. In the heat map that I have, I want to give you a sense of how things stand just at this moment. There it is on your screen right now, how the different parties are doing in different parts of the state. In Bengaluru...
Rahul, I'm going to stop you for a moment because the Congress has touched a triple figure, 100. These are, of course, very, very early trends, but you've touched 100, so you're 25 ahead of your party. And even if you add the 75, 16 and the others, the Congress are at the moment halfway mark. And someone else who's smiling now is our old friend DK Shivkumar. He's leading in a seat. He's won 7 times, lost only once, 1985. Since then has won every time. We'll hope that this is his big day out. But remember, the bigger the Congress victory, the more chances that Siddaramaiah becomes the chief minister, the lesser the Congress victory, Mr. Shivkumar comes into the game as well. But in Kanakpura, in Mandya, you have DK Shivkumar leading in his Vocaliga belt. But the big news coming in, the Congress touched the 100 mark in early trends. But as we've seen in the IPL, you can touch a 100 mark at the start of the race. Can you win in the last stretch? The BJP is not out of it at the moment. With 75 seats, they are very much in the race. JDS is the one taking a hit at the moment, just 17 seats. But the real story coming in as you go region by region is Kalyan, Karnataka. It's a sweep. Are you, Preeti, did you sense it there?
I told you that.
So what was that factor? What was the one factor that you saw?
What I thought there were 2 factors, and very clear 2 factors. Number one, one would have to say it has to be Mr. Kharge. The amount of focus that he gave to this particular area, like I said, he'd lost in 2019. I still remember when I interviewed him, he began the interview with that in 2019, Narendra Modi came to my constituency and said, Mera account band ho gaya. He's taken that personally. So it's a grudge battle for Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge. But more so when we talk about the Dalit vote, we talk about the Bharati vote, the left, the right, it seems because of the guarantee card, it's all going towards the Congress.
Sorry? Kumaraswamy trailing from Channapatna. This is huge.
Yogeshwar is...
HDK trailing. Remember, Prime Minister Modi went campaign in Channapatna. I was there with HDK that day. And HDK that day said, no, let anyone come, Mr. Modi, anyone to Channapatna.
I want to make a point.
And you've got Shettar, who's now still continuing to trail in Hubli. So that's a big blow in a way.
I want to make a point about
Labharti versus guarantees. You've got the Congress's guarantees and the BJP's central Labharti schemes. Why is it that you think the local guarantees are working at the moment better than the national Labharti project? Why is that happening? Why is it that the BJP's Labharti is not voting, one who gets a toilet is not voting for the BJP?
Making very clear for the central schemes, we will give you the vote next year. When the Lok Sabha election.
It's Modi for Delhi, it's Siddaramaiah and Shivkumar.
But can I tell you something? There's a huge...
Harish said, to add to what Harish said, the voter on the ground, she is looking at, not he, she is looking at the benefits which the citizen give. But then, Rajdeep, there is a larger point. Central Karnataka, Congress is now ahead. Bangalore, it's an equal race between the Congress and the BJP.
Yes, but the big story coming, yes.
I want to make a point
I'll just go to the graphic table, but go ahead.
I just want to make a point about Channapatna. I visited that constituency and I saw Mr. Devagowda himself, doing 3-4 rounds because he knew his son was in a difficulty.
So that is where...
No.
Son is Ramnagra. Channapatna is Mr.
No, I'm talking about Kumaraswamy.
Right.
HD Kumaraswamy.
HD Kumaraswamy was in trouble.
You think he was in trouble, right?
He was very much in trouble.
Why is that?
Because Yogeshwar is a very good candidate. He has won 5 elections from 3 different parties. He has won twice from BJP, twice from Congress. Once he was an independent.
By the way, that's one interesting factor. That's one interesting factor of Karnataka, the floating MLAs. They can switch parties, but they can win. Almost a fourth of Karnataka's last assembly were candidates who had won in more than one party.
Campaigning for one full year.
joke, it doesn't help the viewer.
Yeah. Sunstroke of JDS, the father gives up the seat for the son and the father loses. This has happened to Kumaraswamy, and this, I don't say it's happening to Kumaraswamy.
With one caveat, this is very early, it is only 9 o'clock.
Rajdeep, if you're talking about the Gowda stables, right? So you have Kumaraswamy who's trailing, the third generation Gowda, Nikhil Kumaraswamy is trailing from Ramnagar as well.
Okay.
So you have both of them.
So the JDS is taking a hit. Yes, Harish.
Rajdeep, I'm also dividing at the macro level the vote between the rich vote and the poor vote. Because if you really look at it, the rich vote bases the top aspirations for tomorrow because they're self-actualizing. The poor vote bases the price of the gas cylinder.
Okay.
And I think, this has become a gas cylinder election.
Okay, thank you for using my word. Anyone who says gas cylinder election, it's my patent, but said 3 weeks ago, long before political parties. The BJP is closing in 84 plays 101 and 9
behind, but it's not
it's not a sweep, and it also means that you could still have a hung assembly. If these numbers hold, it could be a hung assembly. But look at how the regions are now switching. Bangalore, Congress ahead in 15, BJP in 8. Remember last time, Congress was leading in 15, BJP in 11. Coastal Karnataka, beautiful part, Gokarna, Bhatkal, you can come on to Bangalore. Here the BJP is sweeping. Udupi, these are heartland of Hyderabad, Karnataka or Kalyan, Karnataka is where we are seeing a clear lead for the Congress, 23 plays 13. Mumbai, Karnataka, and this is now dead heat. Remember, I keep saying, BJP, just a minute, BJP will have to win North Karnataka to actually become the single largest, but a hung assembly could be in Mumbai, Karnataka if these numbers hold. So the strong possibility of a hung assembly if these numbers hold there. But Old Mysuru is where the gap is widening for the Congress. They've got 27, but the BJP is still in the hunt. And the reason why the BJP is doing better, remember, they used to never make a dent in Old Mysuru. They're doing it this time. And that for the BJP suggests that this is a new fertile area for the BJP. Central Karnataka, 11 to 9, much closer, tighter. So it's becoming a tighter race in the last 10-15 minutes. The Congress is ahead, but when you add the numbers of the BJP and the JDS, this is the ideal situation for the joker in the pack. Kumaraswamy may be trailing at the moment in Channapatna. He's now leading. And that's why I said, please do not make assumptions based on early trends. I don't expect Kumaraswamy to lose Channapatna. When I went there, they all said it's HDK. I expect Nikhil also, Kumaraswamy, to win Ramanagar. But the point is, these numbers, 83 plus 21 plus 2 is more than 102. And Rahul, if those numbers remain, it means we could be heading for a hung assembly. However, if the Congress is able to widen its lead in Old Mysuru and North Karnataka, then you could have the Congress reaching the halfway mark. So we are in a very exciting phase at the moment, Rahul.
But what's very clear is that the trend seems to be firming up in the direction of the Congress emerging as the single largest party. The big question, of course, will be where does the final tally end up? In the India Today post-poll study, there were 57 seats where the margin between the winner and the runner-up was less than 3%. So those are the seats where there will be a pitched contest. But as we've often seen in the past, the winner's bandwagon effect tends to come into play, Sandeep Shastri, which suggests that if you are likely to win, you end up winning more than you would. It just is one of those things, like in cricket, if it's your day, a ball which would have otherwise gone for a 4 ends up going across the boundary and you get a 6. It's a bit like that, Sandeep.
In past, Rahul and Rajdeep, in past polls we have seen, towards the end of the race, the party which is in the lead gains much more momentum.
Why does that happen? Statistically?
No. That's
it's like cricket. You ask a cricketer, if you're connecting on the
seats, where there is a tough fight, those are the seats where the leads come late. And the party which is ahead tends to take those seats where there is a tough fight.
Please go ahead.
In 2018, at one point, very late into the day, the BJP was beyond the majority.
Yes.
It fell to 105. So the reverse happened the last time.
I in fact went once to Dr. Qureshi on this when he was election commissioner, and I said, sir, you should check with all your officers on the ground. Do they generally go with the winner and start sort of declaring seats? And he said, no, that can't be there. But fascinating what's happening at the moment to some key candidates. You want to know what Karnataka is all about? Look at Lakshman Saudi. Lakshman Saudi in Atni is leading at the moment. He was deputy chief minister with the BJP, switched to the Congress, and he is defeating at the moment a BJP candidate who was last time the Congress's winning candidate who defeated Lakshman Savdi. This is how complicated Karnataka is. 2018, Lakshman Savdi was the BJP candidate and Mahesh Kumatali was the Congress candidate. Kumatali switched, joined the BJP. Lakshman Savdi switched, joined the Congress. He's leading. This is a state of defectors. This is a state where politics also rotates. You're lovely people, but you love to change party loyalties.
Rajiv, I just want to remind you of 2018 when BJP crossed 100 and Congress was about 80 or so. In fact, you said on our channel we'll announce that the BJP is forming the government. But they just stopped at 100 and then it didn't move at all.
So you're saying there are lots of tough seats which will be critical.
which are going to finally decide.
Purely from a data and analytics perspective, there's nothing really called the winner's bandwagon. It's like cricket, Batsmen say, jis din hai, us din ball kahin beech mein hi lagti hai. It's a bit like that. It doesn't actually make any real sense because the chances that extra votes coming isn't more because it's your day. There is nothing called it's your day.
So far. This is the point I'd like to make. Mr. Modi was the Brahmastra of the BJP. And anything that you see swinging towards the BJP is the Prime Minister Modi contribution. Complete.
Okay, we have leads currently for 212 seats. The Congress leading on 106. I can try and show you how many seats is the BJP holding on to from their 104 wins the last time. We have trends for 99 of those. The BJP's retain ratio, its ability to hold on to the seats it won last time is just 54. They're losing almost half the seats they had in the last election. The Congress had 80 seats the last time. We have trends for 76. The Congress's retain ratio much better than that of the BJP. 70% of the candidates who won last time, on those seats the Congress is still leading. The Janata Dal Secular is the weakest of the lot. 34 leads of the 37 seats that they had last time. The JDS retaining only 26% of the seats, losing 74. The Congress being the primary beneficiary. Now this is interesting. And just think of it mathematically. As the BJP's vote share in Old Mysuru went up, the JDS's vote share has come down, and the Congress, being where it was, has been able to gain a lot of the advantage in Old Mysuru and benefit from the BJP improving its stock. This will be one of the big issues, R.K. Upadhyay, for Old Mysuru, where the Congress is benefiting because the BJP is doing better in Old Mysuru and the Congress is being able to show a better performance there.
In fact, both the BJP and Congress concentrated on the Old Mysore area because they knew that is where they need to the harvesting. And both of them went aggressively, and BJP not having the base, so they've just gone up. But it has helped the
BJP did a lot of the irrigation, the Congress is doing the harvesting.
Harvesting has come to the Congress.
And it's important, the BJP is a party that looks to the future. If the BJP has to grow in Karnataka and ever get a clear majority, it has to do well in Old Mysuru. There was a by-election a couple of years ago, the BJP won it.
They won two.
And so you've got the BJP having the potential. Remember, if the JDS starts declining, all that JDS vote is not going to the Congress. In fact, it's a large part of it is going to the BJP. Yeah. So the BJP certainly has a future
but it's not,
in
it's
Old
not.
Mysuru.
In this poll, the JDS's vote which is coming down, the primary beneficiary in this election is the Congress. In later elections, it may be the JDS.
The Congress base is higher. Rahul, I'll tell you why that's happening. So
the Congress base is higher.
That's right. You see, the Congress has a larger traditional base in Old Mysuru. The BJP had a lower one. The BJP is slowly coming up. As it comes up, it's taking JDS votes. In fact, one strategist told me for every 10 votes that the JDS is losing, 6 are coming from are going to the BJP, 4 to the Congress. But because the primary opponent of the JDS was the Congress benefits from a triangular fight.
Rahul, Old Mysuru then, the game plan of the BJP seems to be long term. In terms of saying, let's get this a bipolar election, let's get the JDS out, let it be a Congress versus the BJP, and when it's Congress versus BJP, it will be the BJP.
I asked Home Minister Amit Shah this question in Bengaluru about how the Congress could benefit in Old Mysuru because of the efforts he was making. He says the problem with you lot is that you think short term. I'm playing the long game. And that's the vision that he has, that even if it hurts the party's fortunes in this election, he thinks they will do better in time to come. Congress now at 108. We have leads for 214 seats, and this is the way it looks just at this moment. The BJP strike rate currently is around 39%. That's not a very happy strike rate from the Bharatiya Janata Party's perspective. The Congress has a strike rate of 50% and the Janata Dal Secular at this moment seems to have a strike rate of only 10%. So it's not looking good from the BJP's perspective. The question is, will the Congress be able to hit it out of the park and cross 113, or will they stay a little short? At this moment, Sandeep Shastri, if you're at 109, 10 leads still to come, the Dhol guys may be in business.
I've always been maintaining, Rahul, that one party will get a majority, and now with the BJP at 82, it seems more likely to be the Congress. And I've always said, when the Congress is ahead, it goes to a majority. We have only had a assembly with no clear majority when BJP has been the single largest party, or Janata Party in 1983.
And Professor Shastri, fascinatingly, what's happening in urban areas. Congress leading in 30,
Look at Bangalore.
and the BJP in 13, JDS in 1. Yes, you were saying Bangalore?
Look at Bangalore, it's turned completely. Out of 28, leads are in for 26, Congress leading on 19 and BJP on 7.
You know, that is fascinating, because you see, what it shows is that, and you know, that's why I said be very careful before we make analysis. Prime Minister's roadshow changed Bangalore. The fact is, we are seeing an election where anti-incumbency is a reality. What that anti-incumbency means is different in different parts. It could mean gas cylinder for somebody, it could mean potholed roads and flooded roads for the other, it could mean my local MLA was not available during COVID. So the nature of anti-incumbency varies, but urban Karnataka, unlike other parts, BJP not doing so well. Explain that.
Yes, and Rajdeep, if you look at Bangalore city,
yes,
the leads of the BJP are all in the fringe areas of Bangalore, where traditionally they have done well. Those are seats where BJP MLAs have been winning consistently, same person winning. So those are the seats they are retaining. You look at the heart of the city, all the seats are going
to Professor Shastri's point. Very simply, if you look at Bengaluru, Bengaluru votes three ways, we said: Lok Sabha, Assembly and BBMP. But suddenly it so happens that BBMP does not exist. So when you blame the BBMP, the people have gone out possibly and blamed the assembly candidate, which is unfair. Bengaluru never votes like that. But then that was the mistake.
So the lack of a cooperator, the lack of a cooperator has made you take out your eye from the
So basically what we are seeing, Rahul, in these early trends is clearly what we call the anti-incumbency factor. By the way, the BJP, Congress has touched 111. Now 111 is seen as an unlucky number by some. It is Nelson. In cricketing terms, 111.
If I show you the power map as it looks like for Karnataka at this moment, the BJP is doing well in coastal Karnataka. So along the coastal regions, the BJP is doing well. In Bombay, Karnataka, which used to be the bastion of the Bharatiya Janata Party since 2008, you've got a lot of blue. There's also a lot of blue in Hyderabad, Karnataka, or Kalyan, Karnataka. And in the southern part, old Mysuru, once again, the Congress is doing well. This used to be largely green in past elections because it's a JDS stronghold. Now you've got a lot of blue. And in Bengaluru as well, there's a lot of blue. Just for a moment, I want to shift attention to Uttar Pradesh to show you what's happening in the elections over there. So if I look at the Panchayat tally, 70 leads currently, BJP leading on 37, Samajwadi Party on 17. In the municipal leads, 53 versus 16 for the SP. Mayor elections, 15 for the BJP, 1 for the SP. So some good news from Uttar Pradesh for the Bharatiya Janata Party.
And Rahul, what it shows is how different India is. Right? The north of the Vindhyas, the BJP remains a very powerful force, particularly in Uttar Pradesh, particularly in semi-urban, urban. Just the opposite is happening in Karnataka. You see, we seem to believe that India, this whole pan-India phenomenon no longer exists. Every state is distinctive to the other. And in Karnataka, what we are seeing is the anger over possibly gas cylinders, over prices in rural Karnataka, anger over collapsing urban infrastructure in cities like Bengaluru. All of that is working against the ruling party, which in this instance was the BJP. But in Yogi Adityanath's UP, where you had a chief minister who is seen to be strong and effective, particularly by his own constituents, he is holding on. So it's not as if anti-incumbency exists all across the country. That's the point I made, Rahul. Double-engine Sarkara needs a strong local leadership. That's the lesson for the BJP. One size doesn't fit all.
113. 113. For the first time this morning, the Congress has taken the lead in a way that they've now crossed the majority mark. 113 is the magic figure in Karnataka. For the first time, the Congress is 1 seat more than the magic number.
And look at it, BJP heavyweight C.T. Ravi, we explained in trailing in Chikmagalur, 8 ministers. 8 sitting ministers.
Sriramulu trailing.
Sriramulu, who remember was very close to the Reddy brothers, he's trailing from Bellary.
Madhuswamy trailing, Nagaraj trailing.
So you've got the classic indications in Karnataka now of a potential anti-incumbency because 100
caveat, C.T. Ravi is only trailing by 92 votes.
No, whatever it is, the fact is that there is, you're seeing across Karnataka, the BJP, 2 regions where the BJP is doing reasonably well. It's not completely getting demolished in North Karnataka and Mumbai, Karnataka. Therefore, the defection, the Lingats are holding on in a way, as our poll suggested, to the BJP. Coastal Karnataka, traditional BJP area, BJP doing well. It's when you come, Rahul, to Kalyan, Karnataka, that's Hyderabad, Karnataka, Bengaluru city and old Mysuru, where the game is completely changing.
Small point. Urban, semi-urban, rural. BJP is doing better in semi-urban. Congress is doing better in urban and rural. And this is
let me show that data on the screen. Of the urban seats that we are tracking at this moment, and this has not happened since 2014, where the Congress is actually doing better than the BJP in the urban pockets. I have leads for 44 out of 47 urban seats where the population in urban areas is more than 50%. The Congress leading on 28, up 9 from the last elections. The BJP leading only on 15, down 8. Now this would give the Congress some cheer. They haven't been able to do this in a very long time. They're also leading though in rural Karnataka, 148 leads. The Congress is currently leading on 79 of those seats. The BJP is leading on 52, down 13. It's not a good day from the BJP's perspective, but it's a great morning from the Congress's perspective.
And there's a lesson there, Rahul, for the Congress. Just as the BJP needs to relook at double-engine Sarkara and have stronger chief ministers, the Congress also has in Karnataka empowered their local leaders. You see, the fact is Mr. Siddaramaiah, Shiv Kumar, MB Patil, these were the ones who were deciding on the seats. It wasn't a high command culture. The fact that you had a congressman from Karnataka as Congress president also helped, but you have a very localized Congress. It wasn't the Gandhi Parivar dictating terms. In fact, they gave greater space to Congress local leaders.
Can I just make a point on that? I think in the last phase of the Congress ticket distribution, you had this conflict between Shiv Kumar and Siddaramaiah where the centre intervened. But you're right.
Over 25 seats only.
Yeah, but you're right in saying that be it Rahul Gandhi's campaign or Priyanka Gandhi's campaign, they focused on local issues. There was no reference to national issues in their speeches.
I beg to differ because I covered, Mr. Shastri, I covered the rally of Priyanka Gandhi. I have to say, on ground, Priyanka Gandhi was getting a way warmer response than Rahul Gandhi. She was the one, if you remember, who actually introduced and kick-started the 2,000 rupee guarantee to women. She's the one who's actually done more road shows and rallies than even Mr. Khadge. Even Mr.
I'll tell you what happened. Rahul Gandhi in his first speech spoke about Adani. And he was given feedback from the local unit. Can you focus instead on national issues, then, local issues? And then went on his next rally and said, I'm announcing a new guarantee, which is free bus travel for women. So what happened? There was course correction.
Bus travel came later. Lots of people on ground didn't quite understand bus travel, but they understand 2,000.
Yeah, but even bus travel, trust me. Even bus travel makes a difference to women. I will make this point. Preeti's here. Preeti's here, and Preeti, you're being outnumbered by men, which is unfortunate because on the ground, women are speaking more loudly than men.
Please go ahead.
Please go ahead. Preeti, yes, go ahead. Let her finish.
What I was saying was not outnumbered by men, but that's the sorry state.
On the ground, women are being outnumbered by men.
In terms of course, the women always the kingmaker, never quite the king. That's always happened if you look at the representation that they've got. How many? 6 candidates by Congress. 7 candidates by the BJP, 3 candidates by the JDS, 5% representation. Terrible. If you just look at that. But all I was saying was on ground, I met a bunch of women who looked at Priyanka Gandhi and said Indira Gandhi. So there was at least some resonance there.
Okay, Ek Sherni, Saw Langur, Chikmagalur. The 2 Gandhis, remember 1978, Rahul, when Indira Gandhi wanted to make a comeback, where did she go? Karnataka, Chikmagalur defeated Virendra Patil. In 1999, Sonia Gandhi wants to make her political debut. Where does she go? Bellary defeats Sushma Swaraj. Traditional Congress state where the Congress then scored its usual self-goals, lost out, the BJP grew at the expense of the Congress. This election has a template for the Congress. Localized legalize your election, you have half a chance. You did it in Himachal, you may be, just maybe, doing it at the moment.
It's much closer than we think.
Rahul?
Much closer, 85. And 85 is a good number at the
Congress is
moment.
ahead, no question. But it's much
Much
closer.
Okay.
It's not
fair enough.
Rajiv, I just want to make a point. You know, I think it boils down to the guaranteeing 5 years for Congress. Because that must have played a very huge role.
You're saying that made a difference?
Definitely, because look at it from the point of view of the women. See, women get 2,000 rupees home, and then 1,500 rupees from the unemployment dole, and then they get bus free. So they are all and then the 200 units of electricity. So they are getting about 7,000 rupees on hand from this government. And if somebody is having 15,000 rupees income,
Sure.
7,000 will make
Sure, I take your point, but the Congress made these promises in Gujarat as well. It didn't work. You need a local leadership which is credible to deliver, which people believe will deliver on those promises. But we are getting pictures at the moment. Okay, the pictures have moved away, but yes.
On this point, there is a point I want to make. The Karnataka is possibly very clever. Today, what we think is, hey, listen, let's have one party at the national level, which is going to send me direct benefit transfer of a particular value, and let's have a different party at the state level, which is going to give me all these doles which are coming out. I double benefit.
Nice line.
You want a Mysore Park in both ends. You want a Mysore Park in both ends.
That's right. Okay, we are getting some reactions. Adil Singh Boparai of the Congress, Sudha Halkai, spokesperson Karnataka, BJP joining us. Sudhaji, to you first. Early trend suggests Congress likely to emerge, certainly the single largest party, if not over the halfway mark. At the moment, they are over the halfway mark. Would you concede that the Congress has the edge over the BJP? Do you concede that or not?
No, we don't consider that. We are still waiting for the end of the day. We have a full hope on our best performance, and still we are going to wait for the end of the day.
Okay. Adil Singh Boparai, are you already, how come you're not with the dhol makers in the AICC? Have you all in a way celebrated too early, or are you so confident now that it's all said and all done? It's still tight, 83, 19, 116. You're not at 130, 140 yet.
Well, Mr. Sardesai, the victory is in the air and the writing is on the wall. The Congress party will be given a decisive mandate, and I must compliment your exit poll numbers. They are perhaps the closest to the sense on the ground. I think the people of Karnataka have decided to vote out a corrupt government, a communal government, a government which thrives on divisiveness. And I think it's also time, perhaps somebody must tell the BJP that this is a personal defeat for Mr. Modi, because the BJP has contested the Karnataka election in the name of Mr. Modi. Now they cannot run away when the defeat is staring them at the face. Having said this, the leads will solidify post 11:30, and we are hopeful. We are very, very hopeful that we will cross the 140 mark.
Okay, I want to show our viewers now how defectors are faring. The Congress had 8 defectors, people who came from other parties who were given tickets. 6 of them are leading. 1 of the 13 JDS defectors is currently leading. Let's take a look at how the Dinis in the fray are doing. The BJP had 33 Dinis. 13 of them are leading at this moment. The Congress had 11 Dinis in the fray. 10 of them are leading at the moment. The JDS had 6 Dinis. 5 of them are leading. So Dinis obviously have a high propensity to do well because they come from strong politically entrenched families. 5 of the 11 women candidates of the Congress are leading at this moment. 4 of the 12 women candidates of the BJP are leading, and only 2 out of the 13 women candidates of the Janata Dal Secular are leading. Let's take a look at the candidates who have serious criminal cases. 35 of the 69 Congress candidates with serious criminal cases are leading. 26 of the 66 BJP candidates with serious criminal cases are leading. Do candidates with more money have a better chance of doing well? 46 Congress candidates had more than 50 crore rupees of assets. 23 of them are winning. 42 BJP candidates had more than 50 crores in assets. 17 of them are currently leading. 27 JDS candidates had more than 50 crores in assets. 7 are leading. Amongst those who are poorer, the candidates, unfortunately, Rajdeep, don't seem to be doing well. Only 1 out of 6 Congress candidates who had less than 1 crores of assets are currently leading. 3 of 8 BJP candidates with less than 1 crore in assets is leading. 1 out of 38 JDS candidates with less than 1 crore in assets is leading. That's not good news. The richer you are, if you come from a dynastic family, you just have an advantage in the Indian election.
You know, we've got 3 Kannadigas here, and it's a very progressive state, and I keep praising it. It's the state which is, you know, which I really love. But the problem is 3 things that your graphic indicated: too much of money power, too much of family power, and too little women power. I mean, here is a state, you know, you should be having many more women. You haven't had a single woman Chief Minister, Harish Bijur. You have all these crorepati candidates with all their real estate connections, you know, wheeling and dealing 4 times assets. And you've got all these dinners who still win.
I'll give you a figure in women, because I can't stress enough, because women will be one of the biggest factors in this election which will drive either party to power.
Yes.
Just look at it. 2,613 total candidates. How many of them are women? 185.
Not good enough, Harish Bijur.
Absolutely, I agree with you. I agree with you. Concede the point. The point is this. The point is this. Every political party, sadly, or rightly, focuses on winnability. And you know, winnability
Therefore,
seems to be the.
reservation.
It's sad. It's sad. And therefore, if you come to pure seats which are reserved completely for women, you will have every party stepping out, at least for a period of 20 years.
No, but you see, Professor Shastri, all the parties are targeting the woman voter. But you don't give women the tickets. You know, what is it about Karnataka? The muscle power, the money power, and the family power, which in a way is undermining democracy.
Harish, winnability, yes, but I think winnability is a mask.
Yeah.
The male-dominated decision-making system in all the 3 parties prevents women from actually coming to the forefront. The women in the decision-making bodies are those who will agree to what the majority in the group say.
Absolutely.
So unless that system changes, unless party workers...
Ramakrishna Hegde, one of the first states where he brought 33% for women in panchayats was Karnataka. What happened?
Now it is 50%.
You make them punches and they become punchpatis.
Right now it's 50%.
So what happens?
I'll give you an example. Where are women?
Men dominate. Level, don't come to our level.
The dichotomy. I'll give you the dichotomy.
Preeti, you've got to speak more. Yes, go ahead.
No.
Yeah, because we need to give women more representation.
No, the dichotomy of Indian politics. You say Karnataka progressive, Haryana not progressive at all, the worst numbers when it comes to sex ratio. Maximum women come in from Haryana, not just panchayat level, as candidates where local elections.
Yeah, but we haven't had a chief minister.
Nagarjun Dwarkanath is our bureau chief in Karnataka. He's joining us live this morning. 118 leads for the Congress, 84 for the BJP. What's happening in the different political camps? Is the Congress in Karnataka now already discussing who's going to be the next chief minister? Are they waiting and watching for a bit longer?
Well, I'm told that Mr. Shivkumar last night has already spoken to 40-odd MLAs saying, post-lunch, please make sure that you come down to Bangalore, let's meet and have a cup of chai. An informal meeting is what he has said, is what we are picking up. But the big takeaway, Rahul, right now is 8 ministers are trailing across Karnataka, starting from Sriramlu in Hyderabad, Karnataka, Mr. Sudhakar, Health Minister, Murugesh Nirani is also trailing, Madhuswamy, Law and Parliamentary Minister, MTB Nagraj Minister is also trailing. So 8 such big wigs in the Karnataka cabinet are trailing. So this is not in pockets but across the state, right? Starting from Mumbai, Hyderabad, Old Mysore, Central Karnataka, all of them are trailing. It's the only big takeaway for the BJP is the coastal Karnataka intact. Last time Congress had won 3 seats. Halyal for Mr. Deshpande in the Congress, he is also trailing. So the BJP is still holding ground in the coastal Karnataka. But in Old Mysore, they have increased, is what I am told. Even in the trends, they have increased in Old Mysore. But clean sweep in Hyderabad, like our exit polls suggested and predicted. Hyderabad, Karnataka is the forte stronghold of Mr. Kharge and the Congress party. Bombay, Karnataka, also they're inching close, and bigwigs like Ramesh Jarkioli, Murugesh Nirani, all of them are trailing right now, and that's the takeaway for the Congress and the BJP here. And Mr. Siddaramaiah is still resting at home. He's not...
You know, there's a big name that has just been given, Ramesh Jarkioli. And again, a symbol of all that is wrong in Karnataka politics. Remember, he is the one who brought down the H.D. Kumaraswamy government, multiple-time MP from his constituency in Belgavi district. And he was contesting against a 35-year-old doctor. And after a long time, I met a rather impressive young man who was really committed, it appeared to. So, you see, there is hope. If you give new candidates, younger candidates, maybe, you can defeat some of these heavyweights. I don't think Jarkioli will lose easily, so we'll wait to see.
There's a bit of a clatter at Chief Minister Bomai's residence at this moment. A snake has been caught at Bomai's residence, which is You know, a metaphor of sorts, because there's a lot of talk about poisonous snakes in this campaign. A snake being caught at the Chief Minister. I've been here. It's in the middle of an urban area, so I'm a bit surprised that this is where his father used to stay. He's not gone to the Chief Minister's official residence.
A little bit of trivia. Karnataka is the land of the king cobra, Agumbe. Go to Agumbe, you get this you get this beautiful space.
Cobra. That's the cobra being taken out.
It's the land of the king cobra. So lots of cobras, both in politics and outside. In politics, there are snakes. In real life, venomous snakes in Karnataka.
There is a very interesting data set from the India Today election intelligence dashboard that I want to play out, because for a long time, since 2014, when the BJP and the Congress have been in a duel, the BJP has been getting the better of the Congress. I want to show you what's happening in the direct fights. Okay, that's Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. She's gone to a temple this morning. There are those live images of Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. She's doing a puja this morning, praying to the gods for whatever it is. I'm assuming also partly for a Congress victory. Early in the morning, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra at a temple. All the gods are being recalled this morning. All the netas recalling all the gods that they can. This is in Himachal Pradesh. Remember, she has a lovely house in Mashobra. This is in Himachal Pradesh that these images are coming from, where Priyanka Gandhi Vadra has gone to a temple. The other thing, which is a very important trend that I'm sure you've already registered, is that if you watch the India Today post-poll study, you pretty much already have a very good sense of what's happening and why. So 118 leads currently for the Congress, and I want to show you this data. There are 24 seats at this moment, which we are tracking, where the Congress and BJP are 1 and 2. Of those, the Congress is leading in 71. This is direct fights. Remember, in the Lok Sabha, 85% plus seats, where the Congress and the BJP were in direct fights, the BJP won. 71% direct head-on-head fights, the Congress is leading at this moment. BJP versus JDS. So we'll track this as it goes along. And I also want to show you how the parties are faring on the retained ratio. Candidates who won last time, 51% of the candidates who won last time are currently winning. 49% of their candidates are losing for the BJP. From the Congress's perspective, of the candidates that won, 68% are retaining their seats, 33% are trailing. When you look at a number like this, Ashok Malik, of 49% seats, which they'd won in the last election, the BJP currently trailing, shows they probably needed to do a much bigger cleanup than they actually did. They did try and bring in some new energy, but this suggests that they should have done what they did in Gujarat.
What's happened, why they couldn't do it in Karnataka is because, as we've discussed, there are strong local MLAs who hop from party to party. That makes the polity of Karnataka much more complex, and no party can attempt that sort of a clean sweep, even if they want to do it.
You know, that's true. That's true. The last clean sweep in Karnataka, correct me if I'm wrong, was in the early 1990s. I think there was 89 election when Virendra Patil.
184.
And what does the Congress do? Remove him a year later. Think about it. You win
3 chief ministers.
You win and you have 3 chief ministers. They did the same in Gujarat. 1985, Madhav Singh Solanki wins 150 seats. He's removed as chief minister. You see, the Congress
Virendra Patil was removed because he had a stroke.
Whatever it is.
The manner in which it was done.
But the manner in which he was removed,
that was
where Rajiv Gandhi is announcing at an airport when he's landed. You were there at the airport.
I was there at the airport when Rajiv Gandhi said, you will have a new chief minister. Everybody was shocked.
You see, the point is, Karnataka is now a state which is heavily localized, which runs its politics region by region. Therefore, a wave election is not easy in a state like Karnataka. But what is clear, Rahul, this time is anti-incumbency. And it's a 40-year-old phenomenon. As I mentioned, no government has got more than 80 seats in the last 40 years. The voters of Karnataka seem to want to punish the whichever party rules them for 5 years. It's a good way. Every 5 years, I will give you 5 years.
Doing it for 38 years and it is continued.
Okay.
I agree.
Mr. Upadhyay almost admitting now. Go ahead.
Anti-incumbency. Yes. I come from Bengaluru. I'll call it AI. Yes. Anti-incumbency is for a party, one avatar, for a chief minister, avatar 2, for an individual MLA, Avatar 3. So what the BJP did is, it has experimented in 70 plus seats, where it's removed the individual MLA and said that I will battle anti-incumbency through this manner. The CM is not an issue. The party is definitely not an issue at the national level, and therefore that experiment we need to watch carefully. What's happening in those new candidate seats and how they are faring will tell us the answer.
But what I want to know is, why is it that some states, Ashok, in this country are pro-incumbency? We are seeing that in some states where governments like Odisha, you know, you've had a chief minister who's been there for 25 years. And you've got states like Karnataka where governments change every 5 years.
See, it also depends on the caliber of the chief minister and what he's given.
Yeah.
Mr. Bommai, let's face it, has had a very uneasy existence in the BJP. He's a newcomer, quite like Siddaramaiah in the Congress, and there's been factionalism. It's been a divided house.
Did the BJP make a mistake replacing Yadurappa 2 years ago? Let's be honest. Whether 80 or whatever.
The point is like this. Mr. Yadurappa is 80. You need to replace him at some point. If not 2 years ago, 2 years later, you have to.
Okay.
Because you have to move on. If you look at these trends, what is also happening is a clear bipolarity is being inaugurated in Karnataka. That is the long-term trend.
Okay. Yes.
I agree with the point that Ashok ji is making, that there had to be a change because you wanted to bring in a new generation. But I think the issue is, once you brought in Mr. Bommai, who had the total support of the central leadership, he was not given any deputy chief minister. These 3 years have been a problem here. They have not been able to consolidate their presence in Karnataka.
I don't know whether Sudha Halka is still with us, but if you are, ma'am, the fact that you replaced Mr. Yadurappa 2 years ago tearfully, in every rally, Mr. Shiv Kumar would say, look at the way Lingayats have been humiliated. Their leader was removed tearfully. Was that a mistake? I went to a press conference where poor Mr. Yadurappa was sitting in a corner and leaders who probably cannot win their own seats were on the center stage. Did you marginalize Yadurappa, only realize at the very end that he is still your biggest mascot? Was that a mistake?
No, absolutely no. See, this decision was taken very wisely, and we have never cornered or marginalized Honorable Yadurappa ji. He was very much our forefront leader and the tallest leader, and he was even now today, I must say that everybody go to him, and he is the first leader for us, not Bommai ji. Bommai ji is definitely his follower, so he is our tallest leader. We have not marginalized him or we have not cornered him.
Okay.
I think it was only Prime Minister Modi who realized that, sidelining was a big mistake, and he tried to make amends.
When he went to that rally.
Yeah, he tried to make amends by bringing him to the Central Parliamentary Board, also making him the election. So, there was some kind of a reinstatement, but still the local leaders were not treating him properly. So that was the reason why I think, they played a big part.
Yes, Harish.
The optics were terrific. Prime Minister Modi made amends. They were holding hands away from the airport and walking together. That is the ultimate center staging, or trying to bring Mr. B.S. Yadurappa, the tallest BJP leader of the South, I would call it.
Yes, but you
Still,
did that. You still had a state government which was not being given prominence.
Agree.
You still had state level leaders not being given prominence. In that same Shimoga rally, when the Prime Minister accompanied Mr. Yadurappa to the stage, the Chief Minister had been sidelined.
I think that optics is also important. And Sudha Halkai, with that also is the question, Bajrang Bali. For the last 1 year, two narratives have run in Karnataka. The Congress's narrative was 40% Sarkara, pay CM, and the BJP's narrative was halal, azan, hijab, Savarkar Yatra, Tipu, and finally ending up with Bajrang Bali. Do you believe polarization doesn't work? Do you concede the Kannadiga doesn't like Hindu-Muslim politics?
Absolutely no.
He wanted gas cylinder reduced to 400 rupees.
Yeah, 1 minute. Let me tell you, we were the one who were against terrorism. We had the guts to waive off the PFI, whereas Siddaramaiah ji very well waived off the cases against PFI, and he led down 1,700 people who were charged under the PFI. We had the guts to remove. We were never appeasing. We were not there to please the voters. We were there to follow the law and order, to secure our state and to make it a better place to live in.
I'll ask you one question. By the end, when the last vote is counted and the result is declared, who blesses Bajrang Bali this election? Or Bajrang Bali blesses who this election?
See, I have been very clear. We are not into appeasement politics. We are there to take care of the people and our state and maintain law and order. And that's what we have been doing. We have given the best of our performance. We don't have any regression for whatever we have done. And it was not appeasement politics. It is, and definitely we respect the mandatory of the people of Karnataka. We do respect them. We'll just see, we'll wait and watch what is going to happen.
Some very strange things happen. And this is something that we were anticipating may happen. Yes. The Congress is currently only in the lead on 119 seats. And on that Twitter handle, on the official Twitter handle of the Congress party, they put out a video where Rahul Gandhi is the only one who can be seen. And it says, I am invincible. I am so confident. Yeah, I am unstoppable today. This is on the Congress's official handle. There is no Siddaramaiah there, there's no Shiv Kumar there, the guys who made this victory happen. So the only person who can be seen is Rahul Gandhi, and he's doing various things in Karnataka. We'll have that out for you in just a moment. But that video basically, okay, let me just show that across. There it is, that video right now. This is, I looked through the whole video to see if they had poor Siddaramaiah somewhere, if they had Shiv Kumar somewhere. There's no Siddaramaiah, there's no Shiv Kumar. These are images from the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Rahul Gandhi is the only guy you see, and I am so invincible. I am so confident. Yeah, I am unstoppable today. And then there are those fire signs. Let's listen to this video.
I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today.
You know, Rahul, can I, since you all are namesakes, and good friends.
Come on, that's not mine. That's my great misfortune. How can you blame me? I mean, just because we shame others? This is ridiculous to have this kind of a video.
Can I give you an explanation?
But don't blame me for this.
No, I'm not blaming you.
I'm just telling you, making that very clear.
Can I give you an explanation? The explanation is simple. And troubling for the Congress because they will misread the verdict.
This is
Rahul Gandhi did 2 rallies in Gujarat in one day. They got demolished, just 2 rallies, right? Because he didn't want to be identified possibly with a losing cause. Terrible for the Gujarat Congress. Rahul Gandhi didn't go to Himachal at all. The Congress won Himachal. Finally, Rahul Gandhi has gone to a state, campaigned, and they won. So you see, Rahul, you know, the sycophants who gather around the leader will say, leader, you've done it. To be fair to Rahul Gandhi, he did 2 good things in Karnataka. Credit to him. 1, Bharat Jodo Yatra invested a lot of time through Karnataka and gave the Congress an early fillip with Shiv Kumar and Siddaramaiah holding hands in August, September, showed a picture of unity with the leader. Number 2, Rahul Gandhi, to his credit, gave the local leadership.
No, but why are they putting out these videos? Why is Rahul Gandhi taking the credit for this?
Because every party, BJP or Congress, has sycophants surrounding it.
Arey boss, abhi to aap bol rahe the, they are winning because it's a localized campaign.
No, you give
now
him some
Rahul
credit.
Gandhi is saying, yeah, I'm unstoppable, I'm invincible. I mean, that's ridiculous.
He should also get credit. The problem with Indian politics...
but he's getting all the credit. He's the only one who's getting the credit.
No, you see, the fact is,
in that video, they should have had Siddaramaiah, they should have had Shiv Kumar. They're the guys who've done all the hard work.
Can I ask you this an honest answer?
They won the election.
Did you, how much did you see Bhupendra Patel when BJP won Gujarat? It was all about Mr. Modi. Our politics is obsessed with these leaders, these larger than life leaders.
Rahul Gandhi is hardly larger than life.
Gujarat, it was about Mr. Modi. Bhupendra Patel was just a side note.
When it came to the
election was run.
Okay, I'd just like to point out, discussing all this, 116 out of 224 is a good victory. It's not a wave.
Rahul, but Karnataka, as I said, has not had a wave for 30 years, 40 years.
I think the point on the projection,
when
you were seeking votes from people, the Congress had Siddaramaiah and Shiv Kumar big photos and Rahul Gandhi small photo. When victory seems evident, Shiv Kumar and Siddaramaiah go to the background and the leader comes.
I want to show you what's happened in the seats where Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra went through. There are 51 such seats that he touched. The Congress has a respectable 63% strike rate, leading on 32 of those, trailing on 19. So they've lost 37% of the seats where Rahul Gandhi went and campaigned. I can also show you what's happening in the seats. Let me just find it in a moment. What's happening on the seats where Rahul Gandhi actually did some campaigning during the elections. Bharat Jodo Yatra was before the campaign started. So there were 22 rallies that Rahul Gandhi did. The Congress is leading on 15 of those, 68% strike rate, which again, if the party is getting the kind of numbers that it is, 68% strike rate is a good strike rate, losing 32% of the seats that Rahul Gandhi campaigned on. For Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, the strike rate is lesser. She campaigned in 27 seats, currently leading on 41% of them, trailing on 67. for a moment, I'll show you what is happening on the seats where the Prime Minister campaigned. 42, not just rallies, but this is rallies and roadshows, seats which the Prime Minister touched. The BJP leading on 45% of those, 19, trailing on 55% of those. In the Home Minister's seats, 30 seats he touched, the BJP strike rate at this moment is only 33%. The other very interesting thing is to look at what's happening in the direct head-on-head Congress versus BJP seats. These are seats where Congress or BJP are in a contest for 1 and 2. Let me show you what's happening there. The Congress currently leading on 65% of the seats where they're directly in contest with the BJP. On the seats where the BJP and the JDS are head-on-head, the BJP is winning 50%, the JDS is winning 50%. In the Congress versus JDS fights, you actually got the JDS doing better than the Congress. JDS leading on 6 of the 9 seats where they are currently in the fight. Yeah. But Rahul Gandhi or his sycophants, his army around him trying to take credit for the Karnataka victory when it happens is a gross misreading of what this verdict means, Rajdeep.
Dekho, Rocky, you see, this is that Rocky Balboa tune. You see, all these social media is dominated by these youngsters who want to show,
talking about a youngster, yes. Rajdeep, BSY's son is trailing. Vijendra is trailing.
Which again, I believe, could shift, yeah. Because, that would be huge. He's worked very hard. He's very popular, I found, in his area. Also, Mallikarjun Kharge's son, Priyank, now leading.
He's leading.
But I want to go to M. Arvi Lagan, spokesperson JDS, Ganesh Karnik, spokesperson of the BJP. Mr. Karnik, you're a wise man, 115 at the moment to the Congress, 79 to the BJP. It's not yet a done deal in terms of could it be a hung assembly, 113 is the halfway mark, but are you conceding that the Congress is emerging as party number 1? To that extent, it's time to reflect and introspect.
Thanks, Rajdeep. Thanks for the compliment that I'm a wise person. I think it is loaded when you say that you are a wise person. Thank you very much. Well, no, in a democracy, we must accept the electorate's results, even though this is the initial trend that you are indicating. But I think it's very clear that Congress is favored by the electorate in Karnataka, and as a responsible political party, we must accept it with the respect that it deserves. And the second part is, we have to really look into the central Karnataka, that is old Mysore and central Karnataka, as well as Hyderabad Karnataka, which is now called as Kalyan Karnataka. I personally feel that if the trend is an indication, this is the area where the Congress has done extremely well, and we have not been able to impregnate this area and hold on to our bastion. Malnad and coastal Karnataka is in favor of BJP. Let us wait and see. If the trends are
you're in a way being very honest about the fact that there are parts of Karnataka where clearly the campaign has not worked, and every region has a different reason for possibly the way votes are being polled. Triangular fight somewhere, the Dalit, Muslim, SC, ST, Kurba, Ahinda combined working in some parts. But to the JDS spokesperson, sir, what is the role the JDS wants to play now? Is there a number? You're at 26 at the moment. Are you still hopeful of a hung assembly? Is that your best case scenario, sir?
First, let me tell you, once again, the people of Karnataka has given fractured mandate. None of the party is going to get majority. True in that. And already we have crossed 33. According to the list, what I have, it is already we have crossed 33. And it is a fractured mandate. And our deciding factor, Kumarana, should decide. He will be deciding what to do and what is next to be happen. But actually, even it also worries me. Kumarana, for 5 months, he was into every part of the village. He has seen almost all the poor people. But still people are giving fractured mandate.
You're still hoping for a fractured mandate. Adil Singh Boparai, your worst nightmare could be 118 becomes 112. That's just 6 seats. And as Rahul has been pointing out, there are about 50 close contests in Karnataka even now. Are we very clear that the Congress in that situation will reach out to the JDS if there is a hung assembly in any situation? Or is the Congress still not even looking at plan B?
Mr. Sardesai, our feedback is that the lead will further solidify and the number will cross 130 and 140. However, let's see. I don't want to jump the gun. Let's see how the results ultimately turn out. But just responding to what Kanwal Sahab had said, I think he's being very harsh on Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Any election, and this is across the board, any election is a collection and a joint effort of all political leaders.
That's the point. The other leaders aren't there. I'm saying exactly what you're saying, Adil. In the video the Congress put out, there is no Siddaramaiah, there is no Shiv Kumar. I am invincible, I am unstoppable, I am Rahul Gandhi. I mean, that's the message coming out from the Congress's official handle.
Well,
I agree fully with what you're saying. Where are the others?
As an aside, unstoppable is a very catchy number. I think all of us should listen to it. But be that as it may, the fact of the matter is, and I'm saying this as an official spokesperson of the Congress party, it is always a pooling of efforts of all political parties. Somebody may have put out that tweet. We have the highest of respect, and this election will be a contribution of joint effort.
Not somebody putting out the tweet. This is from the official handle of the Congress party. Let's assume some supporter had said it, which would be fine. This is from the official handle. This is official party messaging, where the only guy you see is Rahul Gandhi. Siddaramaiah and Shiv Kumar, who won you this election, are nowhere there in the fray.
No, I think again I'll reiterate, and this is something which Rajdeep sir had delved into. Mr. Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra in Karnataka was a complete success. I am not saying that it is just one individual. It is always a joint effort. But this repeated attempt to badger Mr. Rahul Gandhi, notwithstanding that he is perhaps the only leader in the history of our country since 1947 who has undertaken the largest and the most comprehensive mass contact program, where his Bharat Jodo Yatra.
Let's not get this wrong. This is not about badgering anyone. When you win, the whole team wins. When you win, the whole team wins. This is about messaging. Look at the video that's playing out on the screen. The only leader you see there is Rahul Gandhi. There is nobody else. You see Vijinder Singh, the boxer, just briefly. So he's also in the Congress, if you want to call him a leader. He did contest. But everybody else is the common man. And you've got Rahul Gandhi. No Shiv Kumar, no Siddaramaiah. Sure, I just want to show our viewers what the margin calculator is telling me at this moment. This will give you a sense of where that 117 could end up. 117 leads currently for the Congress. My margin calculator shows me that there are 29 seats where the gap between the number one candidate and the number two candidate is less than 1,000 votes. Of those, 12 leads are currently with the Congress, 11 with the BJP. So if the winner bandwagon effect holds, the Congress could possibly get 11 plus 6 from the JDS, 17 odd more wins, or at least some of these 17 wins. The number of seats where the margin currently between the winner and the runner-up is less than 500 are 21. The Congress leading on 8, the BJP leading on 8, the JDS on 4. The number of seats where the gap between the number one, number two candidate is less than 100 votes. There are 6 such seats. The BJP is leading on 3. The Congress is leading on 2. So there are quite a few contests at this moment, Rajdeep, where there is a dead heat between the number one and the number two candidate. So this 115 could still change in either direction.
You know, because my sense is at 110, the Congress can reach out to independents and not rely on JDS. The moment you start relying on the JDS, you're in trouble. Anything below 110 is the worst possible nightmare for the Congress. That's why I caveated even when I spoke just now to Adil Singh Boparai. The Congress will be secure only once it crosses 120. Below that, you know, you get into all the games. The ideal situation for a DK Shiv Kumar is 115 to 120. For Siddaramaiah, over 120. For below 113, it is Mr. H.D. Kumaraswamy who will be on that elephant laughing his way, to wherever he wants to go.
Remember 2 weeks back, Mallikarjun Kharge said, even 120 will be difficult because we have had Operation Lotus in Karnataka in the past. He was saying, let's get at least 130. So even within the Congress, a small above the majority mark is something they are not very confident.
Yeah, but it at least means that you don't have to go overnight to resorts. You can wait for 6 months. It can be a Diwali. It can be Diwali resorts.
But
it won't happen in the summer.
In Madhya Pradesh, they were very close to the majority mark. Yet they weren't able to hold on to their government. But if they don't handle Shiv Kumar well, could something happen over there?
Sure. Rahul, what happened in Madhya Pradesh was they were below the halfway mark. That's why they're just below. Just below, they needed the independents and Samajwadi Party, and then they formed the government. That's why I said.
And they made some of them join the Congress.
So therefore, at 115, they are not secure.
The gap was much smaller. BJP was 2 seats.
That's right. And the gap was much smaller. Absolutely, Ashok. So at 115, you're okay, but you're in serious. You're going to have nightmares every day. Below 115 or below 113, you're in serious trouble. Below 110, you might as well book the resorts already. You know, that's the kind of politics. So, Preeti, you know, your sense...
I'll tell you something.
Shall we reveal your sweepstakes number?
No, why mine? You reveal yours. I want to keep my private, like the ballot.
Can I reveal my sweepstakes
you
number?
Reveal yours. But
Should I, Rahul?
Only if you, he obviously thinks he's very close, which is why he's revealing the sweepstake number. Otherwise, I would not reveal the sweepstakes number.
You know, I am hoping, my birthday is coming up and I'm hoping all of you have paid for it and I win the sweepstake.
Well, I'm very close to you. You know that. I'm very, very close to Rajdeep. But having said that, Rajdeep, you know, when you're talking about the Congress, I was at the war room of the Congress. The minute you enter the war room, now this is where, you know, what they've done this time around. And it's very interesting because how they fought this campaign, made it hyper-local, how the PCM campaign came, 40% Sarkara came. So for the first time, they have this well-oiled machinery which is working behind the scenes, who's giving actual, you know, these dockets that we got, who's giving actual dockets to each regional leaders, who actually went ahead and, when Rahul Gandhi came in, said that these are the issues you need to touch on. If you're going for a rally, say, in Mumbai, Karnataka, which is Kittur, Karnataka, this is what you have to say.
Who was running this? Was it Sunil Kanagulu? Was it Sunil Kanagulu? Was it others?
But for a moment, let's spend a moment on Sunil Kanagulu, because he's like this Prashant Kishore kind of character in the Congress party. He was part during the 2014 Modi campaign. He, along with Prashant Kishore, was part of the BJP's campaign for Modi at that time. After that, he left the BJP, is now with the Congress, ran this campaign and ran a pretty smart campaign, Rajdeep, because whether it's the PCM, the 40% Sarkara, the Congress's messaging for once, I mean, except this Rahul Gandhi blunder, but for the most part, the Congress's messaging has been spot on.
You know, I'll give, if the Congress does win, 3 people for different reasons. Sunil Kanagolu for sort of managing, smart campaigning, branding. You know, interestingly, he spent some time with MK Stalin and with Palaniswamy. With Amit Shah in 2017.
He also helped the AIDMK campaign in Tamil Nadu.
That's right, Palaniswamy.
Which didn't do well.
That's right. So Palaniswamy, but you know, they believe that at least they did better than they would have. With MK Stalin 2019, earlier before that with Amit Shah UP 2017, and then with Prashant Kishore. Number 2, Randeep Surjewala, General Secretary. The one thing he did is he was able to ensure that DK Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah didn't allow any of their personal differences to play out in public. They played out in private. And number 3, a lot of young congressmen. Abhishek Dutt, a corporator from Delhi, has spent 6 months there. Gaurav Ballabh has spent 2 months there. And a number of other young congresspersons who otherwise we don't see have spent a lot of time in Karnataka. Look, Karnataka is the last state in my view, and this is controversial, where the Congress actually has a grassroots organization. 70 lakh workers of the Congress registered. How many other states do they have?
I'll tell you what's so different. The minute you walk into their war room, right, you see 150 in bold letters. So that is their target, to reach 150 seats. They want to win 150 seats. On the other hand, Rajdeep, we keep talking about, Mr. Santosh tweeted about how the Panna Pramukh is going to win this election for the Bharatiya Janata Party. For the first time, if you look at campaigning, and I spent a whole day in their war room, the Congress had Panna Pramukhs by the dozen.
You know, but they also had, for example, there's this guy Naresh Arora. Worked very closely with DK Shivkumar on the sort of branding of that. So there are lots of guys who worked on the day. But the number...
And where is Sunil going from here? After Karnataka, he wraps up, he goes to Madhya Pradesh and works for Mr. Kamal Nath.
Yeah, but he's also got to work on Telangana, which is more difficult, much more difficult. But look,
no, but it's good to see the Congress have some professional poll managers, rather than give it to your sycophants and the guys who back you, like the BJP, run a professional campaign and bring in sharp, bright
you can have all the professional campaigners of the world, whether it's Prashant Kishore needed a Mamta Banerjee. Don't give beyond the point. Professional managers can do what they want. Eventually, it's the leader. Mamta Banerjee there, Siddaramaiah here. But I was just pointing out the numbers. For a moment, they went down to 114. These margin constituencies, if they go below 113, the Congress will have a nightmare ahead
Can I
of them.
just show you some images coming from the Congress office right now? On your screen right now, images of this person who looks a bit like, who's trying to look like a Hanuman Bhakt. There he is at the Congress office. So they've got this, the Congress is showing some color. You know, usually it's at the BJP office that we see firecrackers and laddus and gulal. Now Congress is in full form this morning. Dinesh Arora has this character out. He is dressed like a Hanuman Bhakt, strutting around, chest puffed out, which is great. And they're having a good time. They haven't had anything to talk about and cheer for a very long time, Ashok Malik. So there will be a bit of reverse swing now. There'll be some counter punches which are thrown, which is fine. They have something to celebrate.
No, absolutely. This is an unusual moment for the Congress.
For the last 9 years, very unusual.
Winning a majority in a major state. He won it in Himachal as well. So it's full marks to them if these trends hold. Though I think
Mausmi Singh is with us at the Congress headquarters. I don't know if she's close to this gentleman who looks like a Hanuman Bhakt, but Mausmi, dancing, singing, dhols. It seems the Congress is getting set for a big party as they win Karnataka.
Pawan Khera
Absolutely, Rahul, and this was right from the morning, so they didn't even wait for the ballot boxes to open and the counting to start, and the Dhol Nagaras actually followed at the AICC headquarters. Pawan Khera is right here with us. You can see Bajrang Bali right behind him, and he was the one who said that don't insult Bajrang Bali. Perhaps, what do you see, the results, what do they say, Pawan?
People have responded to Mr. Narendra Modi's divisive campaign. People have responded to the Bharat Jodo Yatra. And people have chosen Bharat Jodo Yatra and not Mr. Narendra Modi's divisive, hate-filled campaign.
Do you really think that this is your 5 guarantees have really worked and this is the big turning point before the 2024 election?
The process started during the Bharat Jodo Yatra. It has culminated into this result of Karnataka. It will finally culminate into all the 5 elections that you will see this year and also then the Lok Sabha election.
So does the credit really go to Mallikarjun Kharge, who's been camping there for 1 month? He is the president of the party, or is it the trio, Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi?
Unlike the BJP, where you will not see Mr. Modi's face ever since the exit polls have come out, you will only see poor Nadda ji's face. Our victory goes, the credit goes to each one of our leaders and our Karyakartas and the voters of Karnataka.
Will Pawan...
particular campaign in which people-centric issues were raised by Mr. Rahul.
Rajdeep has a question. Go on, Rajdeep.
You know, I am surprised Pawan Khera is not mentioning the name of the 2 strongest leaders of Karnataka, Siddaramaiah and Shiv Kumar. You know, do they concede that this is a victory of local politics? Why is it only, when you win, it's about the Gandhis, when you lose, it's about the local leaders? Why not reverse it this time? Give credit to the local leaders.
Absolutely. You know, Rajdeep is asking why isn't it about the local satraps like DK Shiv Kumar, Siddaramaiah? When you win, it is about the Gandhis. When you lose, it is about the failure of the local leadership.
Rahul, this is Rajdeep. This is a very, very cliched response that I don't expect from you anymore. These days, it's all about faces. You tried to convince us all these 9 years that it's all about faces. Now that the leading...
Mr. Siddaramaiah is a face. Mr. Siddaramaiah is a face.
Why is poor Nadda there on your screen? Why isn't Mr. Modi there? Until the exit polls, it was only Mr. Modi on your screens. Because the BJP is losing, Mr. Modi has vanished on your screen. Because the Congress is winning, Mr. Rahul Gandhi has vanished from your screen. Why?
Mr. Khera, then Siddaramaiah and DK Shiv Kumar, they should be the faces of your victory, isn't it?
Of course they are. Of course they are. You see all our local channels, they are. But the election, the political dynamics, the way they are, it is Rahul Gandhi, it is Mr. Kharge, it is Priyanka Gandhi. Of course they are there. You can't wish them away. I am sorry, Rajdeep, even if you try to.
No, we are showing all the party presidents. Moshbi Singh, please tell Pawan Khera, please tell Mr. Khera that we are showing all the party presidents, Mr. Kharge and Mr. Nadda. If it is a general election, we will show Mr. Modi and Rahul Gandhi.
Absolutely. You know, even on India Today, we are showing the party presidents. It's about Mr. Kharge and JP Nadda. We aren't showing Rahul Gandhi, and therefore we are not showing Prime Minister Narendra Modi as well.
When we lost Tripura, I saw Mr. Rahul Gandhi's face there. So you were blaming Rahul Gandhi for a defeat in Tripura. But you don't want Mr. Rahul Gandhi to get even an iota of credit for a victory in Karnataka. I'm impressed, Rajdeep.
Of course he gets. Of course he gets. Moshbi Singh, sorry. Moshbi, please tell Mr. Khera, we give credit to Mr. Rahul Gandhi. I'm only saying that it should be treated as a collective.
Rajdeep.
We do give credit to Mr. Gandhi, but will they
point that
concede
we're
it's a
trying to make,
collective?
and Rajdeep is saying that it is a collective act. It is not an act of Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra or Priyanka's leg of rallies. It is about a collective responsibility.
I think Rajdeep, you are becoming a victim of the divisive narrative of Mr. Narendra Modi. Don't try and divide us. Bharat Jodo Yatra also was a collective initiative of the Congress party and of the people of India. So don't try and divide Congress party. We cannot be divided. It is a collective initiative, Bharat Jodo Yatra. It has culminated into a collective effort, which has culminated into this victory of Karnataka.
But if Bharat Jodo Yatra doesn't work in Madhya Pradesh, then will you say that it is the failure of Rahul Gandhi, Bharat Jodo Yatra?
Believe me, it will work in Madhya Pradesh. Why do you want to talk about defeats on a day when we are winning? We will win all the 5 states that are going for an election.
Does this really turn, I asked you, is it the turning point for the Congress party after 2018, a massive victory on the cards for you?
Mostly, this is a turning point for India. India is fed up of the kind of divisive narrative which Mr. Modi personally has become a brand ambassador of.
Importantly, who's going to be the chief minister is the big question that everybody is asking. Mr. Kharge has called in all the MLAs in case an Operation Lotus is in place, and the MLAs have been put on high alert. They'll be coming back to Bangalore. What do you expect?
Our legislative party will decide. They will meet and they will decide who the chief minister should be, and then the leadership will finally take a call.
Is that there's a storm brewing, because will Karnataka go the Rajasthan way is now everybody is asking, because you have Siddaramaiah pitched against DK Shivkumar for that post.
There is no such issue. The storm has already come. It has destroyed the BJP.
There you are. Importantly, Rajdeep, Rahul, Mr. Kharge has called in all the MLAs. It's a new Congress that you're seeing. Celebrations, confidence, strategy in place. And Mr. Kharge, the president of the party, rarely do you see camping in a state on the result day. He's right there tracking every report, every minute of as the results pour in.
Moshmi, I don't know what they're giving you at the Congress headquarters, whether they've got the money this time for laddus. I'm sure you're getting laddus. Ask them to give you some nice Mysore Pak. That's the best sweet that you can get there at the Congress headquarters. I'm stuck here with idli and vada. Idli, vada and sambar. The best breakfast.
Rajdeep, if you see this side, a lot of color and action. You can see Hanuman in action here.
Speak to this guy. Mausmi, try and go speak to this Bajrang Bali Bhakt who's come to the Congress headquarters. Let's see what his story is. Mausmi, just try and walk across to him. Mausmi, go across to that guy, because Bajrang Bali was as important a character in this election. This gentleman who's now dressed as a Hanuman Bhakt, let's just go and try and speak to him. Grab him, get him away from the other channel. Let's see what he has to say.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Rahul, the sound and the noise is just too loud. I'll show you the colors here all over. You can see on the podium behind there, lots of people cheering and sloganeering here. You can see Hanuman ji in action with lots of moti ke choor ke laddu. आप हनुमान जी का कपड़ा पहन के आ गए हैं, क्या संदेश दे रहे हैं? What are you saying?
जो व्यक्ति ने रोजगार की बात रखी, जिस व्यक्ति ने महंगाई की बात रखी, जिस व्यक्ति ने भ्रष्टाचार की बात रखी, जिस व्यक्ति ने ईडी और सीबीआई की बात रखी, उसको जिस व्यक्ति को डराया गया, जिस व्यक्ति को भगाने की कोशिश करी, लेकिन कर्नाटक की जनता ने देखा, जो व्यक्ति गरीब के साथ रहता है, गरीब की मदद करता है, कर्नाटक की जनता ने उसको आशीर्वाद दिया। आज राहुल गांधी मल्लिकार्जुन जी को आशीर्वाद दिया, और हिंदुस्तान की जनता देख रही है किस तरीके से आज जो स्थानीय मुद्दे थे लोगों को करा गया और देखा गया, उसी को देखते हुए
You can see the Jai Shri Ram slogans here in the Congress office are a rare sight, and here moti ke choor ke laddus. Kripal ji, just zoom in on this celebration of sorts that we are seeing in the Congress office after a period of more than 5 years. People having moti ke choor ke laddu, the Hanuman ji ki gada, and you remember Mr. Kharge had said, Jai Bajrang Bali tod bhrashtachar ki naral. Yeah, Bajrang Bali died.
All other Congress leaders right now are tweeting out, which is Jai Bajrang Bali. Each and every Congress leader is now tweeting out Jai Bajrang Bali.
You know, Preeti, but Preeti was making a very interesting point, and you may want to amplify it. You remember what happened in Himachal Pradesh? In Himachal Pradesh, the Congress won, but there was a funereal air, almost as if they didn't want to celebrate. Of course, it was the day of the big BJP Gujarat victory as well. But now you're seeing the other way. Do you believe, Preeti, really, from what you saw in the Congress war room, met Kharge, do they really see Karnataka as a revival? Will they appreciate that this is a big state victory, but Karnataka is not India? Do you think that they will now start demanding from the allies, we will dictate terms to you, only opposition unity on our terms?
Okay, those are the first images of Siddaramaiah, the former chief minister, on your screen right now. Let's listen. He's winning in Varuna, his constituency. Let's see if he wants to say something. He doesn't really want to be saying anything at this moment, but he'd be happy with these results. 117 leads for the Congress at this moment.
I think so. You know, this is a number that they have been working on very hard. But then still they will not be very happy unless they cross 125.
Yeah.
Because, you know, in 2008 also, I remember BJP for the first time getting 110 and they were 3 short. And they were so nervous, they got all of the 6 independents and then they had...
And eventually you had a government with 3 chief ministers over 5 years.
Listen to me, let me finish. So from 100, they got 6 independents and then it was good. But they wanted more because they were not, you know, comfortable. So that is when Operation Kamal was started.
So where do you think Congress will be confident? 125?
I think 125.
Yeah.
125, but you wanted to finish the point, Preeti, about Congress.
The sense that I was getting from the entire teams, like I worked Kharge's team, Siddaramaiah's team, the entire war room, there was a sense of desperation that they had to win this election. They see, I'm sure, this win as a phoenix moment for the Congress. Because most of them realized when you spoke to them right from the cadre level to way up, that if they don't win Karnataka as a party, they are finished. They had, you know, it had actually been drilled into them. They actually felt this going ahead. They felt that they've run this election, they've done as much as they could for this election. They did everything right as per them. So when the Bajrang Bali controversy came, they're like, we did everything right. We got the ticket distribution right, we got the candidates right, we've got our campaign right, and right in the end this comes.
Yes. Leading up to the general election, without taking anything away from Himachal, which is a great state and a very beautiful state, the fact is you need the resources of a state like Karnataka to be in the game going into national election. That is also matter.
Yeah, that's the one big advantage
there
that
are
the
some
Congress will have.
changes now in the regional breakup from the trends
Please
that we are picking up from Karnataka. So I want to show you what the regional analysis is basically throwing up. And this is interesting because what you will see is that some things are slightly different now from what was being spoken of earlier. In Bengaluru, the BJP is currently leading on 16, the Congress on 11. The Congress is down 4 from the last elections, the BJP up 5. So some solace for the BJP on what's otherwise not been a good day. The other thing which is interesting is that coastal Karnataka, 19 leads currently, much tighter than was being anticipated previously. The Congress leading on 8 seats in coastal Karnataka, the BJP leading on 11. The BJP is down 5, the Congress is up 5. But basically, Congress doing better in coastal Karnataka at this moment than was being thought earlier. In Hyderabad, Karnataka, also the more impoverished part of the state, the BJP at 15, the Congress at 18. In Hyderabad, Karnataka, the battle tighter than had been anticipated earlier. Hyderabad, Karnataka, the battle tighter. Let's now come to Mumbai, Karnataka, which used to be the bastion of the BJP. And this, to my mind, ladies and gentlemen, is the big story emerging from the Karnataka trend so far. The Congress leading in 31 seats in Mumbai, Karnataka. This is Lingayat territory. This is the BJP's heartland. This is where the BJP rose to prominence in Karnataka. That is where they are now down 12 seats, down 12 from the last elections. The Congress in Mumbai, Karnataka, up 14 from the last election. Why do you think that's happening, Sandeep Srivastava? This is Sandeep Shastri. This is the big story. The Congress leading by 31 to 18 in Mumbai, Karnataka.
Rahul, the reason could be, even though BJP has retained the Lingayat vote, there has been a consolidation of the non-Lingayat vote. We have been talking about the Rainbow Social Coalition, which the Congress has tried to create. That, I think, has had an impact in the Kittur Karnataka or Mumbai Karnataka region, where in spite of the Lingayat vote going with the BJP, the Congress seems to be doing...
So if I just put this in a national context, what seems to have happened to some extent is typically what happens to a party like the Samajwadi Party in Uttar Pradesh, where they're able to retain their vote bank. In the case of the SP, it's Yadavs and Muslims, but the BJP is able to pull the others together as part of a larger rainbow coalition, smaller communities and castes adding up to a bigger number, where even if 64%, Ashok Malik, of the Lingayat stayed consolidated with the BJP, the Congress had enough of a role. That's actually quite smart political management.
Actually, from what it appears, the Congress has got its old coalition, Dalits, backwards, minorities, Muslims, together. And the collapse or the decline of the Janata Dal S has particularly helped them consolidate the anti-BJP voters among Muslims and non-Muslims as well, I guess.
You know, within this number, this is a fascinating election. Coastal Karnataka, BJP expected to sweep, tight fight. Hyderabad, Karnataka, early results showed Congress sweeping, tight fight.
Bangalore.
Central Karnataka, tight fight. Bangalore getting reversed. Where is the Congress winning this election? Old Mysuru.
So let me show that to our
Old
viewers.
Mysuru and North Karnataka.
There are 64 seats. Sweepstakes to be Chief Minister of Karnataka. Oh, the Congress now at 114. It's getting a bit, no, it's not tight, but
No, it's getting tight, Rahul. This is getting tight. And I'll tell you why it's now tight.
Majority to aa rahi hai, sir.
No, 1 minute. Now I'll tell you why it's tight. If Hyderabad, Karnataka, the Congress doesn't sweep, it's not going to cross 120. That's the critical thing. Number two, because all those seats of North Karnataka are tight seats. They can go either way. Congress needs a buffer. This is no buffer anymore. This is now an election where 114 effectively could be, you could suggest, is playing 110 or 115 is playing 110.
Okay, so
the Congress needs, Rahul, apart from Old Mysuru, one more region that they have to sweep. Only then will they cross 120. Otherwise, you're in for a election where the Congress at best will huff and puff its way across the halfway mark. I still await to see. You see, Mumbai, Karnataka, the margins will be thin. I don't expect the BJP to be wiped out in Mumbai,
So
Karnataka.
let's spend a moment focusing on that, because the big question now becomes, if the Congress is at 114, where could this election end? 79 leads for the BJP. I want to try and put that in perspective for you. There are 44 seats, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, and I have live data coming into the India Today election intelligence dashboard, where the margin between the winner and the runner-up is less than 1,000 votes. That's a slender margin. Of those 44 seats, the Congress currently leading in 19, the BJP leading in 18. So just imagine, if you start losing a few of these 19 seats where the Congress is leading, that 115 could potentially slip to below 113. Conversely, if the Congress starts picking up from the 6 seats that the JDS has, where the margin is less than 1,000, and from the 18 which the BJP is leading on, where the margin is less than 1,000, then this election becomes more skewed towards the Congress. So that could change. Where is the contest even closer? Seats live at this moment where the margin between the winner and the runner-up is less than 500. 28 such seats. The Congress leading on 13 of them, the BJP leading on 11. B.S. Yadurappa currently live images coming from his residence. That's B.S. Yadurappa watching the election trends and tracking what's happening. It's a bit solemn over there, with good reason. Their party is definitely not winning this election. This is a defeat for the Bharatiya Janata Party. How far away the Congress is from 113, that we'll know in about an hour or two. But the fact that the BJP is not doing well, Rajdeep, and this is the first election in decades that the BJP fought, except 2013, where Yadurappa wasn't the number one face.
And I'll tell you now that midnight call that I spoke to in the morning. Where was the problem? The person told me where he was worried. He said our booth management in central Karnataka was not as up to the mark, the Congress person, and in Hyderabad, Karnataka, we got complacent. Now, if these numbers hold, there will be a lesson for the Congress. This is an election, you should be 125 up. Look, let's be clear, anti-incumbency, you should be 125 up. Last time, Siddaramaiah, 2013, with a divided BJP got 121. Now you would expect the Congress to be at least 120. If they don't cross that, the Congress must ask itself, an election where you should be 125, why are you 116? It's not Mr. Modi's roadshow, Rahul, alone. the BJP still has better booth management and last mile connectivity than the Congress. And they got in a lot of voters post 3 p.m. That is tightening this race. I'm not saying the Congress won't cross 120, but at the moment, the Congress must ask itself, why are certain parts where you are expected to sweep, why is this election becoming tighter? Mr. Upadhyay, you have every reason now to say, I told you so.
I think local leaders I'm not going to say that. See, in 44 seats, less than 1,000, it can go either way.
So for the first time...
50-50. If it happens 50-50, these numbers will stay, which means the Congress will remain around 115, 117.
Yeah, but that's not, at 115, 117 in an anti-incumbency vote, the Congress, if I was a political strategist, I would ask the Congress, what were you doing with your last mile booth management in Hyderabad?
They did whatever they could. This is despite the Congress's best efforts. Remember, you're also up against the most formidable election machine of modern India. The Congress gave it all they had. This is despite their best efforts, not for lack of efforts. Now,
no, but I would say 120, the Congress needs, Rahul, to breathe safely. Below 120, we know what Operation Kamla can do.
I want to show our viewers for the first time from the vote analytics in terms of vote share. Remember, this changes, so I'm a little wary of putting it out too early in the morning, but this is where things stand. Of the votes that have been counted so far, the Congress has increased its vote share from 38 to 42. That's 4% up from last time. The BJP is at 36, exactly where it was last time. The biggest change in the number so far is Janata Dal Secular, which had 18% of the vote last time. This time only 13% of the vote. That's 5% down. So the JDS is, as a macro, obviously on every seat it changes, but as a macro takeaway, a large part of the Janata Dal Secular's vote share seems to have gone to the Congress. The BJP, where it was, it's the JDS which is the biggest loser. So if it's a joker, it's definitely not a joker which has a material consequence. And remember, this is exactly what India Today's post-poll study had said would happen, which is about an 8% gap is what we'd suggested. This currently stands at 6%, but directionally calling the gap absolutely correct. Sandeep.
Very true, Rahul. The 6% gap now at this stage of the poll indicates very clearly the Congress being ahead. And my suspicion is as we go forward, that gap will go to what we had earlier projected.
So let's go across to Supriya Shrine. She's joined us on days where Congress didn't do well, now joining us on a day when the Congress is indeed doing really well. And Tom Vadakan, who earlier would have been padding for the Congress, now batting for the BJP. Supriya, congratulations. You seem to be heading to a big and historic landmark victory.
No, I'm going to correct Rahul, my friend Rahul, there. It may not be big anymore. You should be really worried. The numbers I'm getting from local channels show you now at 110, Supriya Shrine. So for all you could be facing a tight fight. And somewhere, what I was told at midnight by a Congress strategist, we got complacent, our booth management failed us.
Why are you anxious, Rajdeep? They're winning.
No, I'm giving you...
They're winning.
It's not
He
a
wants
big
the
victory.
Congress to win by a bigger number.
No, it's not. 117, Rahul, is not a big win. But over to you, Supriya Shrine.
You want to win in 17th over, not 19th.
Yes, Supriya. You should be
According to the media, no win is
should
going
be
to be big for the Congress and no loss will ever be humiliating for the BJP. I take it with a pinch of salt. It's all right. Thank you very much for the congratulations, Rahul. The numbers and the final tally will be much, much better than this. And I'm reasonably certain that we will form a full majority government, comfortable majority, with everything intact. I also think, and the one thing that I'm really happy about this morning is that issues matter to the people. You want to polarize an election, you want to divide, you want to distract. Good luck with it. Look at how we are doing in Mangaluru, Karnataka, which is the coastal belt, which is where the BJP really tries to polarize. I think numbers are adding up, and I am very, very happy about the fact that it's the real issues that the people have cast their vote on. The people have not been swayed by distraction. It's an issue, it's an election which has been a collective win for the Congress. The fact that Mr. Kharge comes from Karnataka and he stationed himself there, the fact that Rahul Gandhi did the Bharat Jodo Yatra there, kept meeting people there, his strike rate is 67%. I was seeing on your sister channel versus 40% of Mr. Modi's. It's an election where we have had a collective win. And yes, credit will be given to each and every worker. I think we are heading for a comfortable majority. These are minor glitches in between where numbers will look narrow.
No, but ma'am, if you scramble over 113, the fact is in a state with a record of anti-incumbency where the incumbent never gets more than 80 seats, you are you will also have to ask yourself, did the Congress also in the last step make a few mistakes? What was seen by many as a 125, 130 election is becoming 115 to 120 at best, if not lower.
No. You will wait and see us crossing that 120 mark for sure. Every seat which is a close contest will go in our favor, and that's our internal assessment as well. I don't think that there was any room for complacency. I don't think anybody was complacent. I think this election was fought with a narrative. That narrative found favor with the people. We gave our 5 guarantees and we kept unmasking the BJP. What was the BJP's narrative? The BJP's narrative all through this election was, agar hum nahi aaye to kya hoga? They never told the people that vote us back and this is what we will do, because they never had a report card to show. Their report card was full of 40% corruption and a pay CM. So I don't think, let's not get swayed away, and I don't think any untoward incident like Rajdeep suggests is going to happen. We will form a full majority government, and give us credit for it. Give us credit for the fact that we did not allow the narrative to be distracted. We did not allow the narrative to be overpowered by any issue. And today happens to be Saturday, and people who really believe in Bajrang Bali do know that aaj Hanuman ji ka divas hai, to aaj to bolna chahiye, Bajrang Bali ne tod di bhrashtachar ki nali.
Acha, chalo, Tom Vadakan, you are very silent. Are you still hopeful of a hung assembly? Are you still will your party ring up HD Kumaraswamy? One of Kumaraswamy's close aides has just sent me a message. Rajdeep, joker in the pack, don't forget him.
Rajdeep, normally I don't agree with all what you say, but today you seem to have an air of caution, and I think that caution is well placed, because the last mile transition could make all the difference, because we have seen things change. Now we are at about 10, 12, and I think 1 hour from now the pictures may change. And the ground reality that we have, information from our karyakartas, are quite different. And I admire your caution, because I think some parties are going overboard saying that their agenda is all successful. But wait till the last minute, because the last mile is what matters. And I agree with you on that.
Okay, and remember what happened last time. I'll give you just a reality check. Sorry to be cautious this time, because something in these numbers is telling me be cautious, because last time I remember Nirmala Sitharaman, BJP crossed 100 and she started celebrating and said we are forming a government in Bengaluru. She's of course a Rajya Sabha MP from Karnataka, and you know what happened? They stopped 4 short. What happened next? The joker in the pack played his hand. I just got a message from the joker in the pack. From his guy. He said, Rajdeep, I told you in the morning, don't rule us out. Okay, so at 26,578, Rahul, look at the numbers. 109 is playing 115. 3 seat shift. 3 seats. And you're showing me in your margin calculator.
So let me spend a moment on that, which is where the election intelligence dashboard and the kind of live analytics that we're able to call out for you in real time make things so exciting. So on that margin calculator, I want to show you now how many seats could turn. At this moment, the Congress is leading on 115, the BJP on 78. At this moment, live, there are 32 seats where the gap between the winner and the runner-up is less than 500 votes. The Congress is leading on 15, the BJP on 12. If the Congress were to start losing on some of these seats, 15 is a pretty big number, 115 could potentially come down to 100 in a worst case scenario. 115 could come down to 100. The BJP, if it picks up all those seats, could then still be behind, but then there is a chance the joker in the pack does come into the fray. How many seats are there where the gap is less than 1,000 votes? There are 49 such seats. 23 of those leads with the Congress at this moment, 19 with the BJP. So beyond the big numbers, there is still a pitched battle that is going on. But remember, in the way that statistics play out, it's unlikely that all these 19 seats will go towards the Congress, all those 23 seats will go towards the BJP. They get distributed in some frequency, which is never really skewed in an abnormal way. So 116 to 78, Rajdeep, don't be so cautious.
Rahul, this has been a terrific IPL. And why has it been terrific? Because of the number of matches that have gone to the last over. Trust me, this is at least going to over number 18. Because the Congress, and it's unusual what's happened.
Are you not confident that the Congress MLAs will stay with the Congress?
No.
You think they could possibly jump over and switch?
No, sir. What is happening? I'll tell you why I've become cautious. When you did that sub-regional, you gave it beautifully, because what suddenly happened to me, clicked in my head. The Congress is doing well in regions where it was not expected to do so well. And it is not doing so well in Hyderabad, Karnataka. The Congress needs that. If it has to cross 120, it needs Hyderabad, Karnataka to revive. It may happen. It may. My best case now for the Congress is 125. They will not cross 125. Their worst case, their nightmare is 110. And that 110 can create all. And look at what's happening. Jagdish Shettar is now trailing. A lot of big Congress candidates are also trailing. Jagdish Shettar in Hubli, I'm not surprised, is trailing at the moment. So Congress will have, as our flash is saying, will have to be alert to an Operation Lotus. Think about it. If I'm at 113, I may well get sworn in on day one. But 3 months down the line, I'm not made a minister. 5 of us ditch the government and we can get re-elected and bring down this government with the joker in the back. So you need 120 for the Congress. This is a scenario which is turning out to be a bit of a nightmare for Congress strategists.
You know, the one interesting...
All those dholaks were premature. Dholaks were premature.
One interesting data set that's coming out of the election intelligence dashboard is that on the 69 seats of Karnataka, which are dominated by the Lingayat community, where the Lingayat community's population is more than 20%, the Congress is currently leading on 43. Now there's a big story there. In the Lingayat dominated constituencies, which are supposed to be the BJP's surest bets, the Congress is leading on 43, up 21 from the last time. All those leads seem to be coming from the BJP, which is leading only on 20, down 21 from the last time. In the Vokaliga dominated constituencies, largely in southern Karnataka, the Congress is leading on 23, up 8 from the last time. The BJP is at 13, which is exactly where they were last time. The JDS is at 13. The JDS is the big loser. 10 down from the last time in their bastion on the Vokaliga dominated seats. There are 51 such seats. I want to show you what's happening in the scheduled caste reserve seats, the Dalit seats of Karnataka. 37 such seats. The Congress leading on 19, the BJP on 13. Mallikarjun Kharge himself comes from the Dalit community. This is the one area where the Congress thought his personal standing could help. They're up 7 from the last time. Let's take a look at what's happening in the scheduled tribe dominated seats. There are 15 such seats. The Congress leading on 11, which is what the exit poll had said would happen, that in the tribal and Dalit seats, Sandeep Shastri, the Congress doing well, and in the Lingayat dominated seats, the BJP not doing well, in fact doing abysmally poorly.
As you said, in the Lingayat dominated seats where their presence is around 20%, the Congress is doing better, and that I go back to my earlier point. Maybe the social coalition which the Congress created helped it offset the fact that the Lingayat vote went to the BJP. Rahul, I'll be a little careful in talking about the reserved constituencies because here the candidates are only scheduled castes and scheduled tribes and not the voters. The exit poll and our polls look at the vote share of the Dalits and tribals, and the reserved constituencies are not truly a measure of the tribal vote or the scheduled caste vote. Would be
in the urban constituencies, the trend has now changed. The BJP is leading on 27 urban constituencies. There are 47 such constituencies. The Congress on 18. This would give the BJP some relief that at least in the urban bastions, they're doing well. In the semi-urban areas, you've got the BJP leading on 10, the Congress on 12. In rural areas, and there are 151 such seats. The Congress is leading on 85, the BJP on 42. Supriya Shrineth at 115. This election now, at this moment, more tightly poised than it seemed about an hour ago. So, and we've seen in Madhya Pradesh, when you won a near win, you know, some of your MLAs tend to leave you. That's happened elsewhere. It could happen here.
You will see more folks joining us. There was an absolute, trust in the BJP camp before the election. I think we are going to see a full majority. We are going to see comfortable numbers. We will see numbers upward of 125, and I have no doubt about that. Please remember all the closely contested seats that you're talking about. I mean, you mentioned that we've done well in SC seats, the SC seats, the Lingayat seats. Who is voting for the BJP? And I'm actually surprised to see their numbers quite frankly.
Supriya Shrineth, with due regard, ma'am, you're doing exactly what Nirmala Sitharaman did 5 years ago. This is exactly what she did. I'll tell you where you're losing. You're losing in central Karnataka, where I know that your local people told me terrible booth management. You got complacent. You're losing in Hyderabad, Karnataka in terms of the margin compared to last time, which is Mallikarjun Kharge's home base. I would appreciate, ma'am, if you looked at these numbers a little bit more seriously and started asking yourself question. A result of 125 is probably going to be now closer to 1110 to 115, where all options open up.
Rajdeep, can I please come in? Give us credit for our victory. Give us
I'm
credit for
not going to give you credit. I'm not going to give you credit till you win. You are making the same mistake that Nirmala Sitharaman made 5 years ago. 114 is not a win yet. These are leads. You're only one above the majority. I would be more cautious if I was you, ma'am.
Let me talk once you're done. If you're done, can I speak?
Yeah, I'm telling you to be cautious. From 35 years of doing this, I know when to be cautious, ma'am.
But it almost seems like, no, 1 second, Rajdeep. I hate to say this to your face, but it almost seems like you are talking not to the victor, but to the vanquished. I mean,
no, I'm talking to people who started. No, ma'am, I'm talking to someone who started with dholes at 8 a.m. You should wait for dholes till 12 noon.
We will wait for dholes, and those dholes will happen because we are going to win this election. Let me do some course correction for you here. I mean, you're almost speaking to me as if we are losing this election and not winning it. But that's all right. I take all of that media throws at us with a pinch of salt. I think we are heading to a good majority. I think we will head to 125, comfortably above that. And I really think this is a testament to the fact that you need to run a campaign which talks about issues of people, and I cannot harp more on that because that's precisely what we did. Karnataka was always an election that the BJP wanted to polarize, but an election that we wanted to talk about issues, and ultimately we are happy that people are talking about that.
Okay. Tom Vadakan, you're very silent. You're still hoping for a miracle like 2018, the other way around this time.
Well, elections are over. I mean, it's nice to hear Supriya still chanting the mantras. It is now in the people's court, and the people are deciding very slowly and steadily. And as I said, the last mile will make the difference, because I think the push that will come from our workers and our 30, we have an expectation that is going to show colors.
Okay,
and we will
what is clear is you are not ending up number one. Let's be clear, Congress will be the single largest. It's now a question, does it scrape above the majority or does it fall short? And that holds all kinds of implications, Ashok.
Rajdeep, we've discussed yesterday and today that if this was a national election, the BJP would win.
Yes.
If there was a statewide mandate, the Congress would be much more comfortable. The beauty of this election is it's becoming a regional election. Different regions are voting slightly differently. That's right. Which is making it much more complex.
That's right. And I've been saying this, Rahul, for a long time. Karnataka today is like my state of Maharashtra, one of my home states. You go to Marathwada, different election to Vidarbha, to North Maharashtra, to Western Maharashtra, to Mumbai, Konkan. Why are we throwing up hung assemblies there? Karnataka has thrown, in the last 4 elections, 3 hung assemblies. So therefore, if these numbers hold, this is the trend. Karnataka is not a wave election. So to that extent...
Rajdeep, I think D.K. Shivakumar sensed this last night, and he has made arrangements for all MLAs to be brought to Bangalore and, if necessary, taken to Hyderabad. This was yesterday's report.
A legislative party meet has been called tomorrow at 12 noon by the Congress.
Yeah. So they're cautious. They know that things can go wrong if they do not come to 120.
So one simple point coming out at this point of time is that never underestimate the power of the common man. And the common man for me, between the three parties, looks to be the JDS. If you really look at imagery and much else. So never underestimate that. The second point I want to just quickly say is, parties are trying to get a two-party polarized election in Karnataka. That is not happening. At what point do you say that the JDS is irrelevant, is the question.
But I'll give you an interesting example of the JDS. JDS is leading in 5 seats, 5 in Hyderabad, Karnataka. Who are these 5? 4 of them are people who didn't get tickets from the Congress or the BJP. Yes, the power of individual candidates. Yeah. Karnataka is a classic example. Local candidates have their own weight. And that's where I would be very cautious to predict a Karnataka election.
They got 22 former MLAs joining at the last minute. 22 from across the two parties.
Yeah, that's right. So and many of them are winning. So the JDS, Rahul, 27 is not coming all from Old Mysuru. 8 of their seats are coming from outside Old Mysuru.
So the biggest question at this moment in the minds of anybody watching is what can change from here? Let's stay focused squarely on that. At this second, there are 53 seats where the margin between the winner and the runner-up, the leading candidate and the runner-up, is less than 1,000. The Congress is leading on 22, the BJP on 23. Live images of Siddaramaiah, the former chief minister. Let's see what he has to say, if anything at all. 115. It's exciting, but the direction is quite clear. The Congress hovering between 113, 115. They would have liked this to be a bigger victory. That doesn't seem to have happened. Siddaramaiah not saying very much. He obviously wants to wait to see what happens. But clearly the Congress needs a comfortable win to be safe. Otherwise, their MLAs in the recent past have had a tendency of ditching them, as was the case in Madhya Pradesh, where Jyotiraditya Scindia and 22 odd MLAs went and crossed over and joined the BJP. Things in such a scenario could change. For this government truly to last, remember, after Devraj Urs, Siddaramaiah was the only chief minister to have completed a full 5-year term in Karnataka. The other chief ministers have only completed part of their term.
Rahul, the 4 local channels that I'm tracking are giving between 108 to 114 for the Congress. So they are, in 3 of them, they are short of the majority. Only in 1 are they crossing at 114. At 114, you are only 1 above the majority. That's why I said, do not, do not put the dholaks out so early. I said it in the morning, we are saying it now. It is dangerous politics. I don't know who authorized the Congress to do that. Never predict, I am invincible, I am this. Please don't give me these videos. I am invincible at 9 in the morning. To be fair to Mr. Modi, he comes across when they win at 7 p.m.
Because he's more mature.
No, after, yes,
he's
you're
not
right.
juvenile, right?
No, I'm not getting into maturity. All I'm saying, this is election day. We've seen what can happen in the last 5 overs.
But this is a question of maturity. You haven't won a full mandate. You're already
on the social media.
113. You're now squarely on the majority mark. Anaga joins us. She's at the KPCC headquarters, the Karnataka Pradesh Congress Committee headquarters in Bengaluru. Joining us from there, Anaga. Oh, I see some gulal out. They're already celebrating. Thoda wait kar le will be a good thing, but no, they're going for it. Anaga, tell us what's happening there.
Rahul, I am at the KPCC quarters over here, and the Congress party workers have already broken into a dance. So I have this gentleman over here who just gave us a step right now. He was in fact dancing non-stop, given the fact that Congress was taking a lead. Sir, आप बोलिए sir, अभी आप कुछ देर पहले डांस कर रहे थे.
हम लोग बहुत खुश हैं. देखिए, ये बीजेपी सरकार ने जो 5 साल में जो करप्शन किया है और जी महंगाई बढ़ाई है और सरकारी संपत्ति सब बिक दिया, रेल बिक दिया, एयरपोर्ट बिक दिया, जितना भी इंडस्ट्री वो भी बिक रहा है ना. तो ये कर्नाटक वासी ने सोचा है कि ये बीजेपी अगर रहेगा तो हमारा पूरा इंडिया को बिक देगा. इसीलिए पूरा कर्नाटक वासी मिलकर फिर से कांग्रेस का सरकार लाया और राहुल गांधी जी नेतृत्व में जो भारत जोड़ो यात्रा हुआ, ये यात्रा का पहला हमारा सक्सेस हो गया. हम लोग 2026 में जो केंद्रीय सेंट्रल में सरकार इलेक्शन होगा उसके बाद.
Can you tell them that they are only at 114? Anaga, there are now surveys which are predicting a hung assembly. Where is this celebration coming from? Have they celebrated too early?
सर, ये सेलिब्रेशन थोड़ा अर्ली नहीं है. अभी बहुत सारा एग्जिट पोल्स ये दिख रहा है.
हम लोग जीत गए. देखिए ना, एग्जिट पोल दिखे ना, 115 कांग्रेस है ना. हम
लोग मेजॉरिटी,
हम लोग जीत रहे हैं. क्यों टेंशन ले रहे हैं आप? हमारा कांग्रेस का सीएम भी बन रहे हैं.
अच्छा, आप हमारे लिए एक स्टेप.
हाँ, श्योर. दीदी लोग एक बार आइए. दीदी. हाँ, हाँ. थोड़ा ताली बजा भैया, थोड़ा ताली बजा दीजिए. हाँ, हम बहुत खुश हैं. हम बहुत खुश हैं.
They're dancing. It's a bit premature, but which is fine.
बहुत दिन बाद है हमारा कांग्रेस का सरकार बन. हाँ. नहीं, हमारा सरकार बन गया. देखिए ना कितना, अभी देखिए 114 कांग्रेस के आ गया, जीत गया. और 150 हो जाएगा. हमारा पूरा बहुमत से हमारा सरकार बन जाएगा.
This is the mood on the ground. The Congress.
Rahul, this is big. They are at 113 and JDS is at 30. So once that's below, one more seat below, and there is every indication that they are going below, the joker in the pack is in the game. I'm sorry to sound excited about Mr. Kumaraswamy. I know it will lead to sort of charges of unethical politics being played resort. But this number at 113, 114, I think you are heading, it could go either way now. 4 seats go the other way.
Rajiv, I wouldn't be excited if Kumaraswamy is in the play.
No,
Because
I'm not.
my state doesn't require another khichdi government.
I'm only saying, that's another matter. 2 weeks ago, in a video blog, I said, never rule out the joker in the pack. We've been ruling him out since the morning. He's now in play. At 30 and above, he's very much in play. Anything above 30,
in the morning he said, no, I'm not looking at these figures. Okay, you are given some figures.
He went to Singapore. He claims that he is still in the game. At 30, H.D. Kumaraswamy comes into the game. The Congress now is in trouble. Let's start saying it. All those celebrations should stop. If I was a Congress strategist, it is, you want to use the word juvenile, I would use the word premature.
There is no doubt that the celebrations are premature. 113, 114 may be a score above the halfway mark, but it is not sufficient in the situation you find yourself in. Will this change which direction is something we are going to closely watch, but as we have all been saying, this does not seem to be a clear verdict towards the Congress party. It could change as we go on, but as it is now, I think it's still a very close
So let's spend a moment on that. What could change from here? At this moment, there are 8 seats where the gap between the winner and the runner-up is less than 100 votes. That could change any second. Like as each round gets counted, that could change. The Congress winning 3, the BJP leading on 2. At this second, there are 33 seats where the gap is less than 500 votes. These again could change. The Congress leading on 16, the BJP on 5. So in a worst case scenario, if quite a few of those 16 go away, this can come down towards 100. In a positive scenario, if some of those JDS leads and BJP leads switch and come towards the Congress, this 113 could then go up, say, by about 8 or 10. So this could possibly go up to 123 also if things go well from the Congress's perspective from here on, but it's definitely not seeming to go towards 140. On the basis of where things stand at this moment, 140 seems ruled out. It is more towards, say, 120, 122 if they get some of these leads. At this second, there are 59 seats where the gap is less than 1,000 votes. The BJP leading on 22 of those, the Congress leading on 25. So it's still a very, very tight fight.
Rahul, and we are heading for Madhya Pradesh 2018.
That went on to 12 o'clock.
No, it will go on. Be ready for a long day. Rahul, Kanwal, be ready for it. Look at that number you've just shown us. 59 seats are less than 1,000. Congress leading in 25, BJP in 22.
This margin
could
calculator,
go anywhere.
This margin calculator became famous in Madhya Pradesh in 2018, where we had all the top leaders because they couldn't access this data in real time, saying, "Fatafat dekh ke batao ki
So
kya
I'll tell you what the best case is. The best case is a third of these go to the Congress, which are at the moment with the BJP and the JDS, and they go to 125. That's their best case. The worst case for them is that they lose a third of that and they go between 100 and 105. So the Congress now is facing a serious, look, this election is not over. We need to now say this loud and clear. This election is not over. The Congress could well be below the halfway mark. Karnataka could be heading for a hung assembly, or the Congress creeps over the halfway mark and reaches 120, which is their best case scenario. But rule out a sweep.
Rajdeep, in that case, BJP will also be in the play. If Congress is, say, 100 and 105, and BJP is also around that,
BJP is not around that, sir. Please, let's be very clear. The BJP is not crossing 90. That's their best case. They'll probably be 80.
Even with 90, 95,
they're probably 80, sir.
They will play with Kumaraswamy.
The only person today who's laughing at this moment is Kumaraswamy.
Humble farmer zinda hai.
The humble farmer, brother. I told you I'm joker in the pack, brother. The brother is on the move.
No, so we can actually do that live in real time rather than just basing this on opinion. We can base it on data. What's the best case and the worst case scenario from the Congress's perspective? The best case scenario, and I'll pick as a barometer seats where the margin is less than 1,000. The best case scenario is that the Congress could get out of these 33 seats which are currently with the opposition, 34 seats which are currently with the opposition, let's assume the Congress gets 2/3. They could possibly go up beyond 120. So that still is in the realm of possibility. The worst case scenario is that as you've got these seats where the margin is very, very fine, say less than 500, there are 18 such seats where the Congress is currently leading with less than 500. If those 18 were to switch the other way, then the Congress could potentially end up somewhere close to 100. So this election is in the contest. This is far from done. All those guys, Manoj Arora and gang who came with the dole, nagadas, the dancing, well, boss, that was, I told you much earlier, that was way too premature.
How can you come with doles at 7 in the morning and 8? Are you mad?
But it tells you a lot about the Congress party.
Absolutely. You swung from Himachal Pradesh where you didn't celebrate to started celebrating at 8:30 and 9 in the morning. I don't know if Supriya Shrinet is still with us.
She is.
I mean, Supriya Shrinet, you need to give us some kind of reality check. You've been a journalist. Give a reality check to your fellow Congress person who starts celebrating at 8:30. For God's sake, I'm sorry to say this.
I first want to do a slight reality check with both of you. I take huge offense to words like maturity or not. To say that Mr. Modi is mature and Mr. Gandhi is not, I take huge
No, I didn't use that word. I didn't use that word.
But let me please finish. One second.
I used the word
Rahul
premature.
did, and I'm talking to him right now. Please let me finish. Rahul did, and I'm speaking to him right now. I also think, this whole euphoria about the Congress not being... We are well past the halfway mark. Let's do a reality check here.
Not really well past, madam. 113 is the halfway mark. 114 is where you stand.
Wake up.
This is not well past the halfway mark.
Ma'am, you got to wake up and smell the coffee. Good South Indian coffee.
114 is well past the halfway mark, Rahul.
No, ma'am. I'm sorry.
You've been a business journalist. You studied data and analytics. How is one seat more than majority well past the halfway mark? It's barely past the halfway mark.
Wake up, ma'am.
So, no, you wake up. You wake up and listen to me now. Because for the last 40 minutes, it almost seems like we've lost an election which we are winning.
You haven't.
I'm sorry to say, 114 is yes, well past the halfway mark, because the halfway mark is 113. Anything above that is an election that we have won. What exactly are you mourning here?
But Mr. Nate, Mr. Nate, nobody's trying to corner you here.
Preeti has a word. Ma'am, let Preeti get a word in, please.
Mr. Nate, nobody's trying to corner you here. Right now, yes, you've reached the halfway mark. It's at 114. What we were talking about is at 8 o'clock in the morning to have the dhol nagadas, at the Congress office, a little premature. And, when Himachal you had nothing and at 8 a.m. you had those, you have to at least admit to that.
Preeti, there are workers and workers get excited and it's all right. This is an election which we will eventually win. I'm not going to hang up people upside down because they were singing nagaras, because they will have a reason to an hour from now. But in the India Today newsroom, and I'm sorry to say this with all the due respect that I have for all of you, in the India Today newsroom, what exactly are we mourning? I haven't been able to understand.
No one's mourning anything. Listen,
No one's mourning, ma'am. No one's mourning. Don't get us wrong.
Rajdeep, let's just be fair. The fact that this is a big victory for the Congress, in the sense that if you look at what's happened since 2014, and if you see what you're up against, for the Congress to have 110 odd seats, the BJP at 75, the JDS at 30, it's a big day for the Congress.
No, it's not. Rahul Kanwal, I'm sorry, I disagree. If the Congress, I'll tell you one minute. If the Congress gets anything over 114, it's a win for the Congress. If the Congress goes below the halfway mark, the Congress better smell the coffee, because the fact is this is a state with 40 years of anti-incumbency. You had the benefit of anti-incumbency.
No, but it's the Congress you're talking about.
No, that's not good enough.
In the opposition.
No, look, every political...
You're making it seem as if the Congress is the BJP in terms of converting anti-incumbency into victory.
My point is simple. You know what's going to happen when they're 110? I kept saying they will have to go to Mr. Kumaraswamy and probably he will say, make me chief minister. Are you ready to do that, Supriya?
Why do they need to do that? There are 115, others are at 5. Why do you need to do that?
But Rajdeep, you've got to give Congress credit.
Come on, this is very difficult to fathom.
The
Rajdeep,
BJP
you must give credit to the Congress where it is due. You can't take credit away from the Congress. It's not fair.
Hey, I'm also getting attacked, man, by everybody. But listen, Supriya Shrinet, are you ready to? Are you open to a deal with H.D. Kumaraswamy? Straight question.
That's an unfair question at this
point.
Are
you open to a deal? The government on our own with a full majority, we will need no one. Mark my words.
But I'll tell you, for your comfort,
and ma'am, why don't you smile? You're being very angry with me. We are old friends. Smile a bit.
Stop mourning because for the last 40 minutes, Rajdeep, it almost seems like we are losing an election.
No, I am giving you a note of caution. Ma'am, I am giving you a note of caution. I am trying to...
I take offense to the fact that between Rahul and you, twice in the show, you've had an issue with the Rahul Gandhi creative and calling him mature.
I haven't done that, but I am just trying to...
No, one second. Since you keep, once again, Supriya Shrinet, since you keep saying this, in that video, let's pull it out and play it again. There is no Siddaramaiah, there is no Shiv Kumar. The only guy you see is Rahul Gandhi. It makes it seem as if and I know you are in charge of the social media cell of the Congress, which is why you seem to be taking it personally. But when you made that video, your team should have put Shiv Kumar or Siddaramaiah. Why are they not there in the video? Why is Rahul Gandhi the only guy taking credit for this? How is he invincible and unstoppable?
If you have done the jam, listen to me. At least have the courtesy to listen to my reply. I take nothing that comes from you people seriously at all. That's point number one, because I take everything that comes from media with a pinch of salt. I don't know if you have noticed this, but for the last 40 days, we have put out a video every morning from Karnataka, which is essentially the Bharat Jodo Yatra videos. You have cherry-picked it today and you are commenting on it. Go back and see for the last 40 days, you've had a video every morning of the Bharat Jodo Yatra from Karnataka.
But look at the text. I am invincible. I am unstoppable. One second. This is not done in vacuum. This is done in the context of the Karnataka election. Surely our viewers are smart enough. The text that accompanies the video says its own story. I am unstoppable. I am invincible. And you've got fire symbols over there. It's very clear where this video is coming from. That's not the point. Listen, the point is the Congress is the #1 party in Karnataka. That you can't take away from the Congress.
The problem is no credit should ever be given to Rahul Gandhi.
But where are the others in the video? Where is Siddaramaiah? Where are Shiv Kumar?
I don't expect any better.
No, but where are Siddaramaiah? Where is Shiv Kumar? Where are Siddaramaiah and Shiv Kumar, the guys who actually won you this contest? No, one second. This is the only guy who's invincible and unstoppable, Rahul Gandhi, but that's not the point. Let's not get derailed. The key thing is what can change from here. And I think I want to come back again and again to the margin calculator. 11 seats at this time where the gap is less than 100 votes. Congress leading on 5, the BJP on 3, the JDS on 3. At this moment, from the seats where the gap is less than 500, the Congress leading on 20, the BJP on 9, the JDS on 9, others on 1. The Congress will hope that some of these 19 seats which are currently with other parties come towards them and that 117 actually goes up towards 130. That could happen, but it doesn't always happen that those votes start transferring in your favor in one direction. That doesn't happen. So it will be distributed in some ratio.
Can I just come to ask you something?
Yes, please.
Can you give me, I don't know whether you can give me this. Can you tell me where these, which parts of Karnataka are these less than 1,000? That will give us a better sense as to where the contest is.
Can we get the camera closer so you can see? The seats with less than 1,000 are highlighted in the power map on the right.
Okay.
And they're evenly distributed. So there are some pockets here in southern Karnataka, Old Mysuru. There are some pockets in central Karnataka. Quite a few in the Hyderabad. Lingayat belt of Kittur, Karnataka, and quite a few in Hyderabad, Karnataka as well.
Okay, so therefore what you have, look, what was this election supposed to be? Our exit poll showed Hyderabad, Karnataka is where the Congress would take a big lead. Let's see the numbers for Hyderabad, Karnataka at the moment, because I think that will give us a sense region-wise. We go to region in Hyderabad, Karnataka, and you'll get a sense why this election is getting tighter. Look, 23-11. So the Congress is holding on to Hyderabad, Karnataka. So that's good news for the Congress. Let's turn out to Bengaluru. Bengaluru, exactly the flip of what happened in 2018 is happening. The BJP has taken the lead.
But the counter to that is that the BJP did have 16 sitting MLAs because they poached from the Congress.
But it's up 5. It's up 5
from 2018.
Agreed. Okay, let's turn to coastal. You see, here the BJP now is consolidating. It's going back to it. So this is
largely in line of our poll.
Largely in line of our poll. I want to see where the poll is changing. That's why. Hyderabad, Karnataka not changing. Congress is in the lead. Mumbai, Karnataka.
Oh, wow.
You see, Mumbai, Karnataka, this Congress lead, which is,
This is their big story.
Yeah, this is the big story so far, but this is why the Congress should be worried, because this is where the seats get tight. North Karnataka seats are traditionally tight. That's why the Congress should be a little worried.
Let's come to Old Mysuru now. In these 64 seats, the JDS is leading on 20 down.